Don't let July 24th fool you. It's not just any day.
Time for some tequila.
It's National Tequila Day.
Tequila.
It is National Tequila Day, and I'm pretty sure it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
National Tequila Day.
Tequila!
Tequila slammer.
There's the lime in the salt, right?
What's tequila? Lousy tequila. Gives me a headache.
Happy National Tequila Day.
Tequila all around.
It's showtime.
Oh, wait, it's National Tequila Day? Well, Rooney, are you prepared? Are you prepared for the tequila? He might be prepared for the tequila. We'll get back with him in just a second.
Yeah, we're ready.
Oh, okay. So, Tequila Day today. I'm not ready for
You take
that.
it with salt and lime or margarita, or what's your preference?
Yeah, I mean, just salt and lime if I had to, but you have a headache the next day, and I already got a headache, so I think I'm going to pass.
See, I'm lucky now because after all my surgeries, I'm a very cheap drunk. I'm not even kidding. 2 shots max, and I am on
And
the
you're
floor.
done.
But I don't get a headache, and it burns off so quick. Like within 2 hours, I'm completely sober.
Wow. Elias, you're with us, tequila?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. I'm just going to be honest with you. Every bad decision, well, pretty much I've ever made in my entire life has been based on tequila.
Yeah, well, I probably haven't had a drink since I was in my 20s, so
That's good.
I am not a tequila guy at all.
Yeah, I'll drink a beer every once in a while. I just the after effect just doesn't. It's just not appealing to me anymore for whatever reason. Amelia Earhart Day going on today. Cousins Day, National Drive-Through Day, National Tell Old Dope Joke Day, Thermo Engineer Day, and Pioneer Day. I was just reading the Norway Soccer Federation wants FIFA to investigate Donald Trump's meddling into the reverse of the suspension. Investigating a soccer call. I just say Norway, Jose. No way. Looks like a new survey finds 1 in 4 Americans say they are staying at the job they have right now because they have good insurance. I mean, employer-provided insurance, it's not a norm anymore. It really isn't. If you have employer-provided insurance, a lot of people are just giving you a stipend and say go buy your own insurance. So,
Yeah, it's too expensive.
yeah, I mean, insurance is very expensive. These days, when a boss says we're here, we're like family. No, he means we're like family. It's a bunch of people that you can't get rid of. Yeah, like family. Earthquake yesterday in Texas. It was about 5.0 on the Richter scale, but people were like, didn't even feel it. Too damn hot. Way too damn hot. Yesterday, my son called me from Lubbock. It was like 104. No, didn't even feel it. Yeah, that's just too hot. All right, this is scary. New skin cancer is spreading, and it is a contagious cancer. Scientists have identified a very rare form of skin cancer that is spread among catfish. And it is a contagious...
What?
Yeah, catfish. And so I'm just here to say, you folks down in the South, you're in big trouble.
Well, I mean, if you cook it, doesn't it kill it?
I would hope. I mean, I'm not making sushi out of catfish.
Catfish? Yeah, me either.
That's like worst case scenario, a contagious cancer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you. Author Charles Gaines, you might remember that guy. He's really the guy that catapulted Arnold Schwarzenegger's career. He wrote the book Pumping Iron that featured a young Arnold Schwarzenegger. He passed away yesterday. He was 84. And you might relate to this. The healthcare workers asked patients to rank the most powerful, painful conditions, and kidney stones came in at number 1, childbirth number 2, and any type of trauma came in at number 3.
I've been fortunate. I never have had kidney stones.
Me either.
My kidneys just don't work at all.
Yeah. I've never had kidney stones. My brother-in-law has had it multiple times, and he said it is bad. I've had pancreatitis, and my
Yep,
goodness,
same. I've had that.
yeah, that is no bueno.
It's no joke. Yeah.
No.
Well, I've heard kidney stones are a lot like giving birth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Just a different hole.
Yeah. Yeah. U.S. collected $14 billion in oil money from Venezuela. Wow. So we've already collected the $14 billion from them. And when did we invade Venezuela? Was that February of this year?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean,
Something like
14,
that.
14 billion. And I mean, well, we're giving that money back. Earthquake. We've got a lot of stuff going on in Venezuela. We're helping out, so I'm sure we're putting that money back. I was troubled yesterday that I follow a couple Filipino websites because I live there part of the year, and they're protesting Marco Rubio being in the Philippines. Thank God it's not all the Filipinos. It's a group of radicals that don't want the U.S. involved. And all the money we pump into the Philippines, you guys ought to be grateful that your friends are there meeting. And so Marco Rubio, protest, it wasn't that bad. You know the way they handle protest in the Philippines? Water cannons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Spray them down.
Yeah,
Well, depending on the pressure of the water, that could be brutal.
Well, no, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, we used to use the water cannon. Europe still, well, when they get serious, they use the water cannon. So, I tell you what, go ahead.
All these countries that protest the United States, they have no idea what the world would be like without the United States.
Well, the United States just gave Philippines money for irrigation for their farmers, and then there was some other big check we gave them, and of course we reopened all our bases in the Philippines when Donald Trump went in the office. So that is a economic boom for them. All the people we put and I haven't even mentioned the tens of thousands of people that come to the United States to work in the United States. Filipino teachers, doctors, nurses. You can't go to a hospital anywhere in the United States without having a Filipino nurse. So,
yeah.
And a lot
With
of
all
that.
the safety and security we provide them.
Yeah. So, thank God this is just a handful of people. When I first saw it, I was a little ticked off, and then I had to put it all in perspective. The president talking about the border, about the Iranian war, and saying that we are going to take a broader approach and shift towards Tehran. So we've been bombing the outskirts. He said we will drop some bombs on Tehran. Look, yesterday, the Iraqi prime minister met with the president of Iran. They got together for some honor guard ceremony. And the Iraqi prime minister just left and met with Trump. So hopefully, as a fellow Muslim country, they could talk some sense into Iran. I'm doubting it, but I'm just hoping.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath.
I'm not.
Iran and Iraq don't have the best relationship.
No, but supposedly over the last couple of years, they have mended that to a certain degree. But we've got major issues in all over the place. Houthi rebels launching rockets, and we know who is funding the Houthi rebels, Iran.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday, a terrorist attack, the suspected man in custody yelling Allah Akbar while stabbing two people in the upper west side of Manhattan. They arrested the guy, 51-year-old Raul Morales. He has been arrested, and no word on the motive except to stoke fear, I guess. They do say he is known to have mental health issues. Not that that's an excuse. All right, I said I was going to do this a couple days ago, so I went and did a deep dive into oil prices and gas prices yesterday. And so, I looked at a bunch of stuff, but in 2008, oil prices went up to $100 a barrel. Gas went up to $3.06. Today, gas prices are hovering, I haven't even checked it yet this morning, but 90-something. And how much, what's the average cost of gas now?
Probably like $3.89, I'd say.
Yeah. And so what's the difference? Is it inflation that has stoked the higher prices? I'd love to hear from somebody that knows a little bit about this. It could be, that we're inflation has stoked that. I'm just not buying that. A part of it is greed. Part of it is inflation. So, Elias, do you think part of that is greed?
I think it's a mixture of a lot of things, right? I think, this war going on with Iran, that's definitely
most
increasing
definitely.
prices. I do think that some of the taxes in the state, that's affecting gas prices,
Right.
absolutely. And some of it is probably greed as well.
Yeah.
These oil companies, some of them, they keep those prices a little bit higher, just a little bit longer, and you see their profit margins scream, man. But something's got to give eventually.
Something is going to have to give. I'll use the analogy water. Has water going up 100%? No, the cost of water. I mean, a bottle of water. Go into any convenience store and try buying a bottle of water and getting out of there for less than $2. It's very difficult. And even refilling a 5-gallon bottle of water has gotten expensive. So I think greed is part of that for sure. All right, Leah, I know you probably did a deep dive into this kid that was left at the border. It's just so sad. Another failure by CYFD.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many times we got to keep seeing this. I mean, the state of New Mexico takes this kid from his family, which he'd been living with his godparents for the last 10 years. He'd been taken away from his mother for, when he was 5 years old. The mother had been deported because she had drug charges, and
Right.
She had a history of abuse against this kid. And the state of New Mexico just has this mandate where it's reunite the kids no matter what. Reunite them with the family no matter what. Even if the parents are in another country and they have history of abuse. I
Yeah.
mean, the fact that CYFD drove this kid to the Mexican border, took him to the Bridge of Americas, and said, okay, walk across. And then we're going to FaceTime your mom to make sure you got there okay. And under objection, by the way, this kid was
Right.
saying the whole time, I do not want to go to Mexico. And he ran back.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
ran across 6 lanes of traffic and
Yeah.
came back.
yeah, I mean, he's 15 years old. He's an American citizen, so he refused to cross into Mexico, became homeless for 10 days, according to the Pinon Post. And then Texas Child Protective Services assisted him. And then when Child Protective Services in Texas contacted CYFD, the agency reportedly refused to go retrieve the kid.
Well, CYFD was taking him his medications for 10 days. So they were traveling from New Mexico to the shelter that he was staying in
Oh, my Lord.
in Texas. And apparently between CYFD and Border Patrol and, whatever other organization was holding him in Texas, they all, took him to the bridge a second time. They coordinated a second crossing and pushed him across. And he's an American citizen.
Yeah.
I would think if an American citizen, whether he's 15 years old or not, says, hey, I'm not going, you can't force him,
Well, I am troubled by this, but the governor has such a failure with CYFD. Number one thing I think should happen with CYFD, the name needs to be changed. The name needs to be changed to Child Protective services. And the number one thing we should worry about is protecting those kids and doing what's right for those kids.
Well, I think CYFD needs to be taken away out of the governor's purview, because right now the governor controls CYFD completely. It's under
Amen.
her purview. She controls it. She appoints who's the head of CYFD. It needs to be taken away from her, and it needs to be given to the legislator, and it needs to be completely torn down and started from the scratch.
But,
That's what needs to happen.
Yeah, the latest thing she wants to do is form a board that oversees. And I'm like, so let's hire more people and more bureaucracy. And, I think we got good people at work in CYFD. I think we got good people that try to do the right things, but it's tough. In 8 years, not even 8 years yet, how many secretaries of CYFD have we had?
I believe 6.
6.
6.
That's hard. That's really hard. All right, 626. We're going to talk about New Mexico. Democrats will be using the ranked choice to pick their next lieutenant governor. And Secret Service is now being investigated after the debacle with J.D. Vance. I'll dive into that on the way. And Ruidoso launching speed cameras. Well, Rooney, you better watch out when you go home. Speed count in Ruidoso. We'll dive into that coming up in a second. Tweet of the day on the way. I got to get the price of oil in just a second. Morning show being brought to you by La Tienda Thriftway. Find them in Carlsbad. Yeah, they've got all the specials. Home of the taco bar and also home of the made-from-scratch tortillas. They're made fresh every day. So if you're looking for tortillas, they've got corn tortillas, flour tortillas, chips. They've got shells. They've got everything you're looking for. Boneless beef, chuck roast, $5.98 a pound. Quarter loin pork chops, $1.98 a pound. The boneless, skinless thighs, just $2.28 a pound. And get raw shrimp for just $6.99 a pound. New Mexico green chili in the produce department, 99 cents a pound. Red and the very large red and green seedless grapes, $1.99 a pound. Washington cherries, $2.99 a pound. Make sure and download those exclusive digital coupons to save money. And the deli department, get the oven roasted turkey breast for $7.28 a pound. Black Forest ham for $5.48 a pound. And if you're looking for refreshments, they've got everything you're looking for. 2 12-packs of Pepsi, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Big Red. 2 12-packs for $12. Check them out today. Hot day today, 20% chance of rain in the forecast for southeast New Mexico, but hot weather. High today getting up to about 103, 72 tonight, 98 tomorrow, 100 on Sunday. Even hotter weather next week for Monday and Tuesday. And Ruidoso, chance of rain 50% today, 20% tonight, 70% tomorrow, even rain on Sunday afternoon. High temperature today getting up to about 89, 86 tomorrow, 85 for coming up on Sunday. And in Albuquerque, 20% chance of the wet stuff, 100 for the high. Scattered showers tonight down to about maybe a 30% chance of rain, 40% chance of rain coming up on Saturday. And Monday, you're going to be into the triple digits. 5-day forecast, just go to beonthebreakfastclub.com for more info. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror and Grooming Tool. ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification. LED lights, very bright.
I turned our mics
Yeah,
off.
they also have got you covered with the pocket mirrors, and of course something new coming. Atlas Makeup Mirror. Go to the website atlasmakeupmirror.com. Follow them on Facebook. Order right there on the website atlasmakeupmirror.com, and new things coming soon. Check them out today. Tweet of the day on the way. Price of oil on the way. All right, Elias, it looks like Democrats using the ranked choice voting to pick the next lieutenant governor nominee. So what exactly does that mean, the ranked choice? You can vote for multiple people in rank, right?
Yeah. But look, let's get real. Okay, this ranked choice voting, we already know who's going to be the next lieutenant governor. It's going to be Stephanie Garcia Richard. Everything that they're talking about is a show. She's already been endorsed by Deb Haaland. Everything that they do is basically just a farce, right? It's going to be Stephanie Garcia Richard.
No doubt. No doubt. That's what I was thinking. I was kind of, I looked that up this morning. So, you know, and they say the reason they do that is that they can, you know, you can vote for multiple people, and the highest rank, whoever gets the number one vote, gets in it. I don't know why that's any different than just, and that is the Central Committee that will vote for that, correct?
Yes, it is the Central Committee. But look, you know, if they wanted to make this a fair, you know, ranked choice voting, if they wanted to make it fair, then Deb Haaland should have never endorsed a candidate, right?
Yeah.
She should have really left it up to the SEC. She shouldn't have put her nose into it at all.
Yeah.
But the fact that she went ahead and endorsed Stephanie Garcia Richard because they had already ran on this platform saying, "Oh, it's an all-female ticket," so she's already in.
Yeah. And next week, the Republican Party will decide who's going to be their chair if we can gather enough votes for a quorum. So that vote, I think that isn't, for whatever reason, is that this weekend?
I believe.
I know it's. I'll look that up. But I know it's coming up when we decide, you know, if we can get a quorum and see who's going to be the next chair.
I was thinking it was July.
Yeah,
so.
I thought it was. I thought it was like said the last Saturday of the month.
Well, then that would be this weekend.
Yeah, that would be this weekend.
Yeah.
I'll look that up in just a second. All right, looks like Secret Service getting called on the carpet again. If you missed this, J.D. Vance wanted to take a helicopter ride with his son and take his son to go train, you know, right up the road. And this is done all the time. Well, Secret Service, so one Secret Service or multiple Secret Service agents, you know, leak the information to the press. And I am troubled by this. And the history of assassination attempts that we have had lately on the president, J.D. Vance is the heir apparent to possibly be the presidential pick in 2028. And we're at war with Iran, a bunch of lunatics. And Secret Service is leaking information out because they don't want to protect him while he goes on a helicopter ride. You know, the first word in their name is the key. Secret. I am troubled by this. And I was troubled by Butler. I was troubled by the second assassination attempt. And what about the the press when the guy came running by? That was another assassination attempt. And they didn't completely stop him at that case. Correspondence Dinner is going on again this weekend. So Secret Service, man, get your stuff together. And if you don't want to do your job is to protect the vice president. If he tells you to go to the bathroom with him, you go to the bathroom with him. That might be a little overboard, but I mean, serious. That is your job.
Well, we've seen multiple failures by the Secret Service over the last couple of years. And look, I'm not saying these guys aren't professionals. They're not good at their jobs, but we've seen 3 assassination attempts.
Yeah.
Where they've gotten pretty close. One where they got incredibly close.
Yeah.
And the fact that information is being leaked out, I mean, they need to trace that out and fire that guy immediately.
Yeah, that's well, they know who he is, and supposedly he's been suspended, of course, with pay. I hate when that happens. Speed cameras coming to Rio Doso. The Village is expected to launch the program next week. 30-day warning period, deploying the cameras on 6 roads including Southers and Highway 70. Anyone caught driving more than 11 miles over the speed limit will be notified by mail. Once enforcement begins, speeders will be fined a flat $100 for speeding. Village said the cameras are necessary, pointing to a study that shows 10,000 drivers were caught speeding in 2 days.
Well, we have those speed cameras here in Albuquerque, right? But they're not it's not a misdemeanor offense. It's only a civil violation.
Right.
So most people in Albuquerque, what they do is they see the mail come in and they just put return to sender.
Ah.
And then it's like they never got it. So if you live in Ruidoso,
There you go.
return to sender.
Oh, my.
Because they had these speed cameras, 10 years ago? They took them all down and then they put them back up. Well, I guess 10 years ago, they found out it was unconstitutional, right?
Yeah.
So they got rid of all of them. Then they put them back up. They made it a civil citation. And if you look into Albuquerque's records, I mean, only half of the people actually getting cited are actually paying those citations because, you can't enforce it by law. Most people just put return to sender.
There you go.
So I am wondering if this is a money-making opportunity. The Village is hurting. I mean, and yesterday we talked about, the Racing Commission coming out, and not only them, but the Highway Department coming out and saying, Department of Transportation, I should say, coming out and saying that they voted for Ruidoso Downs Racetrack and Casino to close permanently. And so without that, Ruidoso, I mean, it's a hit. It's definitely a hit. And so could this be a way of making a little extra money by dinging people $100 a pop? Yeah, maybe.
It's not gonna offset racing.
No,
That's stupid.
But
Look, the Village is already hosing us on this. They every vacant lot, which I have several of, they charge you water and garbage pickup, and they never service that, but they're charging it every single month. Water and garbage for undeveloped lots. And it's just like, well, you're not providing any service for those lots at all.
how can you
And so all
charge
these people?
I can
Yeah,
charge for water when I'm not even
it's-
using the water.
It's stupid. Well, and tell me, it's one of those things. So they're already hosing people left and right wherever they can anyway.
And a lot of people can afford that because, you've got some rich folks that live in Ruidoso, but then you've got some poor folks that probably can't afford that.
Well, and you're talking to one of the poor folks right here. I know, but all my money goes into the radio stations. But no, it's real simple too, though. You just wait until you sell the property. Just let that rack up, because what are they going to do? Shut off your water that you're not using? Shut off your garbage collection? So, but by the time when you sell the property, you're going to have to settle that. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they'll probably settle it for a less amount at
Probably.
that time, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
I would think. All right, let's check the price of oil this morning, being brought to you by Adam Oakey. Adam Oakey, born and raised in New Mexico, grew up on the streets, fought his way back. Now he channels that his training, tenacity, and energy to fight for others. Adam Oakey, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. He loves personal injury cases, and he wants to make sure you get the compensation you deserve. He loves going against the insurance companies and the big corporations. Give him a call today, 505-433-4953 for personal injury, family law, and criminal law. OakeyLawOffice.com for more info. West Texas Intermediate crude, 89.55 this morning. Brent is at 97.57, and natural gas 2.92, and the price of I was looking for gas, wholesale price of gas $3.39 this morning. That is down just a very small amount this morning. If you're wondering why the price of oil went up yesterday, it's a little down. West Texas a little down this morning. Houthi rebels are attacking, cruise tankers, and that could be why the price bumped up yesterday. President Trump's got to get us out of this war. We've got to. It is it is destroying his plan for sure. I mean, I look at the polling numbers. The polling numbers are terrible. And then you look at the Democrats, and people are saying the Democrats are better with the economy.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at, I guess they don't have like long-term memory. That
Yeah.
they can't have long-term memory. All right, AT&T cell phone service restored to New Mexico. We had a problem yesterday. New Mexico lost service, and estimated repair time was around. They got it fixed by 2:30. Supposedly, a lot of people lost their AT&T service early in the morning, and this was a transport failure, is what they're calling it. So, thank God they got it. They got it fixed.
Why does it always happen with AT&T? Right?
Yeah.
I've never lost phone service with Verizon, or you never hear about T-Mobile going down. It's always AT&T.
Well, I think their cell service, they use towers, but I think they're also using their old system for a lot of things. So that's a big problem, because if you're using what they used to call the trunk, that's problematic. That's problematic. So thank God they're back. Thank God they're back. New Mexico Supreme Court denied the challenge for universal child care law. This was pushed by, of course, Duke Rodriguez, former candidate for governor. His attorneys argued that the program was unconstitutional and said the state lawmakers needed to approve a spending taxpayers' money. Supreme Court denied the appeal from the attorneys challenging the state universal health care. They need to revamp universal health care. I'm not for it, period. And it has pretty much decimated the private industry of childcare, because the prices going up of childcare are going up tenfold because the government is paying for it. So
Yeah. And presumptive eligibility. I mean, we created the exact model that they had in Minnesota. So now you can have a kid with zero documentation, and the state of New Mexico will pay for free childcare for up to 3 to 4 months.
Yep.
So we could have all these ghost children roaming around the state of New Mexico. We could have someone just open up a daycare and create a bunch of names and make $500,000 for 3 months, and then
disappear.
that's it.
Leave the
They
country.
disappeared.
Yeah.
Yep.
Leave the country. Granite poll, talked about this yesterday. Somebody said that AOC was not number one, but in the Granite poll, AOC is leading with Democrat primary voters. AOC is at 22%, Buttigieg at 21%. Mark Kelly falls somewhere. Gavin Newsom is at the bottom. And believe it or not, in the Granite poll, Kamala Harris only comes up with a 5%. 5%. That is it. 5%.
That's so weird. I saw her at the top yesterday on a different poll.
Yeah, it's nuts. Sad news for New Mexico. Diego Pavia cut. I mean, they haven't even really got in the training camp yet. And Diego is cut and didn't even make a start at camp. And I'm hoping another team will pick him up. I love his attitude. I love the story that he came out of the one of the worst neighborhoods and beat it. And, he made a lot of money last year playing for Vanderbilt. He does have a chance to maybe go to Canada. I think he'd be a superstar in Canada because it's a little bit different game. But I love the fact that he loves his mother and gave his mother all his money to invest, and they bought a bunch of rental properties. So maybe they have residual money. I hope.
Yeah, he's a superstar. I really like Diego Pavia. I hope he does good things.
Yeah.
that's sad to hear that
Yeah.
he got cut, but he'll find he'll land somewhere else.
Yeah, I think he will. New Mexico State Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting southeast Albuquerque that happened yesterday. Agents and deputies were not harmed. The suspect had a minor injury, was taken into custody. State Police is investigating. Act Blue, if you've never heard of Act Blue is a arm of the Democratic Party when it comes to political campaigns, donations. Well, they discovered that Act Blue has been cloning grandmothers. A widow is 88 years old. She lives off Social Security, and supposedly she gave $150,000 to the Dems. New investigation is placing renewed attention on Act Blue as an elderly Michigan woman said the finance campaign records, federal finance campaign records are like, you gave $150,000. She said, no, I only make $14,000 a year. Where would I get that money?
Where would this fraud? You can't imagine that what the Democrats are doing fraud like that. No.
Oh.
Well, Act Blue is already under investigation
Yes.
for not requiring the CVV numbers on credit cards for donations, and now they've got another investigation going. I mean, Act Blue is basically a money laundering operation.
Oh,
Thank you.
No question.
That's all it is.
And all the foreign money that came in?
Yeah. I mean, these billionaires make these huge donations. They pull people. I don't know how they pull people. They must pull them out of a phone book, just write a name down, and that's who donated.
Yeah, it's crazy. Eggs are getting ready to go up. Egg recall in New Mexico. Salmonella contamination. Now they're saying about 1.6 million cartons of white and brown eggs are being recalled. Possible contamination of salmonella. Now, I'm going to ask a stupid question, and I don't know the answer to this. If we didn't wash eggs, would we still have this problem? Because I think part of the problem is the process of washing the eggs and having to refrigerate the eggs. Because if you don't wash the eggs, you don't have to put them in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Listeners, if you know the answer to that, please let me know. Suspect has been identified, and she looks like she identified herself as a lesbian accused of stabbing a man multiple times in the crotch for attempting to kiss her. Was arrested in Las Cruces on Friday, and this past Friday, 35-year-old Amy Martinez was arrested on attempting to commit first-degree murder. Thank you to the U.S. Marshals for helping with this, but she is a self-described lesbian that tried to stab a man, and she's been on the run for a while. So thank God they finally captured her. And an infant surrendered to Alabama Safe Haven Baby Box, marking the 7th state since 2024 to have a baby surrendered to the Safe Haven boxes. And they are building those all over the place. I've got bad news about the bear coming up. And just, the bear that climbed the utility pole. Yeah, I'll get
saw that.
Yeah, I'll get to that up next. 648 Morning Show being brought to you by Zia Guns. Check them out. 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 guns in stock. Handguns, rifles, shotguns. Looking for personal protection, they've got you covered. Lethal, non-lethal personal protection. Find the right gun at Zia Guns. Hey, they're closed tomorrow, but they're always open on Sunday. And ladies, if you're looking for personal protection, they have you covered. Guys, you're looking for a gun, but you don't have, enough for the gun you want. Trade in an old gun to get a better gun. Check them out. And the safe boxes, they've got the complete line of the safe boxes, and they're much cheaper than they are online. They have the complete line. Check them out today. No failures, no batteries, no keys, made in the United States. Find them at Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Check them out today. On Friday, the tweet of the day, we keep it light. Of course, we got to talk about tequila.
I think everybody has one alcohol that they just won't. And mine is tequila. Nope. No, not woo. Boo. And sometimes, ow, blood. That's just, yep, never a happy ending when I drink tequila. Awful. I firmly believe tequila is just made out of bruises. That there's just a South American factory somewhere where they're punching people in the arm and tequila squirts out, and they bottle it and try and sell it to stupid Americans. Like, this is a very good brand. It's called Two for Flinching, a.k.a. Dos para Flinching. I'm not buying that. That's fake Spanish. That's bogus Spanish. It's dubious Spanish is what that is.
Yeah, I think I'll say no to the tequila. That's just me. 10 minutes away from the hour, 7 o'clock. We'll check news coming up in a second. We'll keep you updated with everything going on. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chaco Canyon, that is federal land, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is.
So,
Yes, it is.
yeah, everybody's saying they're going to, Deb Haaland, I am going to stop them from drilling on Chaco Canyon.
Well, look, there's a few things that Deb Haaland's not talking about, and currently, I have someone in the Interior's office that I've been speaking with, and Deb Haaland isn't talking about the Navajo Aloites. There's a specific Navajo Aloite that testified before Congress that said, "Hey, I'm going to lose my livelihood." And look, there is no oil company that wants to go drill on these sacred sites, right? We're not talking about they're not talking about actually drilling where the ruins are,
Right.
Oh, they are if you ask the Democrats.
Yeah.
They're going
of
to,
course.
right in the middle of wherever
Oh,
these,
yeah. Well,
historic sites are. But no, that's not at all the case.
Well,
Yeah.
Ben Ray Lujan yesterday took the stage. And for whatever reason, I always think Ben Ray has his little brother's T-shirt on for whatever reason. But he's dressed up. He is dressed up today. Here's Ben Ray Lujan talking about Chaco.
Being abundantly clear to this president and to all involved that Chaco is not for sale. Sacred sites, special places throughout the United States are not President Trump's own piggy bank. These are not to be exploited.
I don't know. New Mexico gets a lot of money. We lead the country, and the amount of money we take from the federal government.
Yep.
And
I mean,
there's got to be a give and take, I would think.
yeah. Do you ever notice, none of our congressional delegation commented on this 15-year-old boy being deported
No.
by a Democrat
No.
administration, but they're all standing on stage screaming about Chaco Canyon. They're not talking about the 5,000 Navajo Aloites who they're taking their livelihood. They're not talking about the thousands of jobs and the billions of dollars that we take from the federal government. It's unreal. They have one narrative and one narrative only,
that's it.
and it's Trump bad.
And look, we're not talking about a job at McDonald's. These are like seriously good
No.
paying jobs. And when Elias says livelihood, I mean, he really means it. I mean, we're talking about providing for your family, and usually more than just your single family,
Well-
because they're making enough. They can actually help their grandparents. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, and not only that, think about this. They also decimated, a lot of jobs in the coal industry. And most of those jobs were, Native Americans also. So the party that's supposed to be watching the back for our, Native American brothers and sisters, I don't know if they're watching their back.
Oh, I know they're not. It's clear they're not.
Most definitely.
It's all lip service. They talk a great game, but then in actual, reality, they're not doing anything except hurting them.
Yeah. The Democrats, the polling numbers are out. Look, when I look at stuff like, the economy, they are winning. Yesterday, Fox News came out with their polling numbers, and we're in bad shape. Here they're talking about the Democrat numbers. I see the numbers. Trump's approval rating numbers are still fairly well. I mean, when it comes to Republicans, look, The people that will never vote for Donald Trump or back Donald Trump, they'll never vote for Donald Trump or back Donald Trump.
Democratic Party brand just overall. Polling shows this. A poll out from Quinnipiac shows the party's favorability rating at 20%, with 72% disapproving.
Republicans are also planning to paint Democrats as out of step with the average American voter, especially in light of the socialist wave sweeping across the Democratic Party. Some could say communist wave. A close aide to President Trump telling Axios, quote, voters have to hate the Dems more than they hate us, and we have material to work with.
So I think the Republicans have a lot of material to work with. Yesterday, the Republicans and the Democrats, I mean, handful of Democrats voted, but most of them voted against it. Most of the New Mexico delegation voted against a bill that would take care of insider trading for, the men and women, our congressmen and women, and they voted against that. Here's the numbers. It was 218 to 13. And here's 13 Democrats voted yay. Here's the way that went down.
On this vote, the yeas are 232, the nays are 198. The bill is passed without objection. A motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
So look, the House is actually passing bills. The Senate is
stagnant.
I would love to be a fly on the wall when John Thune goes to speak to the president. I would love to be a fly on the wall.
He's just gonna tell it how it is. He's saying it in the media. He's like, talk to John Thune, tell him to, and why? When it's a 70-30 or actually more like 80-20 for, I mean, it's 70% of Democrats who want to say that.
Yeah.
Which is the fact that the only people that are not wanting this are the politicians that are afraid they're going to lose their position.
Well, and I mean, I don't know if you saw James Carville, longtime strategist for the Democratic Party, and he said, why are you fighting this? No, serious. Why are you fighting this? Go ahead and vote for it.
This is what drives me nuts, right? Is Democrats are Republicans in the Senate aren't wanting to pass the Save America Act, right? They're saying no, John Thune is fighting it every step of the way. But then we have the socialist wing of the Democrat Party saying they want to abolish the Senate.
Yep.
Why will they not get rid of the filibuster when we have Democrats on the other side saying we want to abolish the Senate?
And not only that, they want to abolish the Supreme Court also.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, and here's the thing. You take away all of our checks and balances, that leaves whoever took those balances away in power. And guess what happens then? Oh, I don't know. Should we become every communist failed state that's ever existed?
I mean, just look at Cuba right now. Let's see how well that worked. All right, 6:57. We are being the Breakfast Club, looking to fill up this morning. You're on 128 Twin Wells Fuel Station. There for you. All you got to do is exit on Buck Jackson Road, go down less than 3 miles, covered area. I know it's 103 expected today on 128. So, yeah, they got unleaded green diesel, red diesel, DEF. They accept all your major fleet cards, credit cards, and debit cards. Hey, just a word of advice. If you're on 128, don't sweat it. Exit right there on Buck Jackson Road and be safe on the road from the Twin Wells Fuel Station, open 24/7. All right, we'll get to the text at 6:58.
All right, let's see here. I got to switch back. Sorry, I've been doing all kinds of stuff this morning. We're going to go back way early. Let's see here. We've got Roy said, morning. It's Friday. Smokey said, good morning, guys, and my little butthead. Let's see here. Of course, that's his daughter for Elias. He's never. And it's Friday. Hope everyone has a great and safe, happy weekend. Sorry, guys. We got lots of texts coming in. So skin cancer found on catfish is not spreadable to humans, says Lovington listener. Carol Burnett said if a man wanted to experience childbirth, like some of the liberals, take your lips and stretch them around your head to your neck. Yeah.
Take your upper lip and
Yep. So we were just researching this the other day, Kevin. Someone said about the price of gas, higher price per gallon for fuel now partially reflects the larger wages that refinery workers receive compared to then, and all of the constraints and legal BS they have to do to stay in compliance with different federal agencies. That's St. Angry this morning.
That would make some sense.
So, let's see. Sooner fan, I don't care what office, if it is to serve the people should vote them in, and not any of them should be appointed in, and let the people have the voice. Talking about political appointees. Look how many times the Secret Service supposedly accidentally dropped the ball with Trump, someone said. $3.99 per gallon at the Pecos Pilot. So I was seeing, $4.19, something like that here in Albuquerque at different places. So,
really?
Yep. Now you can get it. I mean, I think Belen was probably the cheapest, but that was when I was driving up. It's gone up since then. It was like $3.74 in Belen. But apparently clear code word for abundantly clear code word for demo talk, said David from Roswell. When a chicken lays an egg, it covers it with a membrane, which covers the egg. If you wash the eggs, it removes it, and it'll go bad fast unless you refrigerate them. That's from 63-year-old Christian this morning.
There you go.
Someone said, good morning, gentlemen. On the topic of Ruidoso, can you drive ATVs anywhere and everywhere through Ruidoso? No. Of course, that's correct. Insurance and registration. Okay, now, ATV is different than a side-by-side. Side-by-sides, if they're properly licensed, yes. ATV, no. You can drive ATVs off-road. You cannot drive in places where they're allowed, because there's places they're not. But as an avid four-wheeler rider in Ruidoso when I was a kid, no, you may not drive ATVs everywhere, even if they've got a driver's license. I mean, a license plate and everything. Now the side-by-sides, if they have proper blinkers and everything else, then yes, those are quote unquote road legal. So, but not just a regular ATV.
Yeah.
Let's see. How does Ruidoso know that there were 10,000 speeders in 2 days? That's $5,000 a day.
That's some money. I mean, even if you collect half of that, that's some pretty good revenue.
We've got someone said it was an audio glitch. That was my fault, guys. I was doing stuff on the fly, but everything should be fixed now. So that was Mario B. Mario, you good now? that was earlier at 6:30.
Hello.
No, it was all me. It was me adding stuff and not paying close enough attention. So let me get this, because we're doing stuff from our studio in Albuquerque this morning, in case you didn't notice on the video camera if you're watching. Elias and I are both in the Albuquerque studio, and of course this is where he's going to be doing his new show, Unfiltered with Elias. It's going to be starting on July 27th, which is Monday, 2 o'clock. It's going to be 2 to 6. Now, it is only on Conservative Talk, ABQ, KNMQ on the TV, and streaming online. So if you're listening to KWES or you're listening to W105, you guys are going to have to stream on the app if you want to check it out. But it will not be on those radio stations, but just for the rest of the audience. So this is primarily for KDAZ's audience, our folks on KNMQ, and of course, anybody watching online. You guys can all join us via the streams. Now, it will be on some different channels, so you'll have to go to Elias's stuff. And if you want to text the word unfiltered right now, just text unfiltered. You can actually get some of his links and follow him ahead of time. So when he does go live, they'll all be there. You'll be up to date. You can watch it if you want on your phone, or you can just tune in on any of the apps, even the W105 app. If you go to other stations, just hit KDAZ and you can listen live right there from 2 to 6 starting on Monday. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I got a lot of good content coming up in this state.
Well, and the great thing about him being in Albuquerque is it's easy access to a lot of these politicians, a lot of these folks, and when stuff's going on. And of course, Elias, you've been traveling all over the place, getting information from, I know, are we allowed to talk about the Secretary of State's office yet?
So I'm still working on some of this stuff with the SOS, but this story is about to blow up.
That's a real SOS.
Yeah.
A real SOS. It's a call for help.
Yep. This story is going to shock people. And it's amazing, right? Because right at this same time, we have our governor and all of our congressional delegations saying we have the safest and most secure elections in the country. Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are going to say, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, the Central Committee for Republican Party, the GOP, the meeting is tomorrow. Isleta Casino, so they will be voting tomorrow. And John Brennis, I've got the information from him. Of course, he is one of the candidates running, and so that's tomorrow. And hopefully they get enough people there at the casino.
Well, Nick Shirley's the keynote speaker, so maybe that's why they brought him in.
Oh, yeah.
They brought him in so maybe they can make quorum, you know?
Wow. So tomorrow, big day for Republicans. See who's going to lead the future of the Republican Party. I think that's it's very important. Hopefully they meet quorum and we can figure that out. Give me two more, Will.
Let's see. So let me get this. They want the illegals here, but you want to push the American kids to Mexico? Damn.
Yes.
Yeah, that's our point.
Brian from Albuquerque. Happy Friday, you guys. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Appreciate you, Brian. Thank you, guys. And, of course, if you guys are listening wherever you are, we appreciate it. And you can find all of our links at beandthebreakfastclub.com.
And we are KWMW Maljamora 105.1 FM, KWES 93.5. In Ruidoso, KDAZ AM 700 FM 96.9, Conservative Talk ABQ in Albuquerque. On your TV at KNMQ 20.1 Albuquerque and Santa Fe. And we're streaming all over the place. Do us a favor. We're never going to sign you up for something you don't want. I promise we're not going to do it. All you got to do is give us a like, a share. All right, phone call this morning. Thought for the day is coming up next. Morning, how you doing? Where are you calling from this morning?
Doing good. Calling from the patch.
What's up, Mr. Frank?
Oh, not much, sir. Everything sunny and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Elias, I'm glad you're a conservative in this radio station. I'm really proud, and I never doubt Will and Mr. B and everybody at 105 for having you as a conservative talk show host. And I wish you the best of luck. And we need more conservatives. I've never said Republicans. Maybe I have, but conservative is a good word, and it's good morals and good values.
Yep.
Elias and Mr. B and Will, congratulations on your new app of having those hosts on. Greatly appreciate you all. Greatly appreciate you all having this radio station and apps and all that. I wish we could have had this when I was growing up. It's never late, though.
Wait a second, Frank. When you were growing up, we didn't even have the cell phone back then.
Oh, God.
We had KKYX in San Antonio. And
yeah, there you go. There you go. I remember that. Hey, I appreciate you, Frank. You take it easy. Let me get to the thought.
San Antonio's falling. That's sad. Though.
Yeah, boy, San Antonio.
That's where my mom was born.
Yeah, there used to be a guy on the radio for years on doing talk. Ricky, well, I think it was Ricky Ware was his name. And then his son got into the business and he got too old and then the son took over.
Maybe I don't know if you have this story. I'm curious if you have it, and we'll talk about it coming up. But did you get wind of KRQE and
I got there? That in this break. I think it was the last story. Cool. So crazy that happened. That's all, and that's going to kill them. And I'll tell you why. All right, thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil since 1983. Wakefield Oil serving southeast New Mexico. Servicing, they've got the service, the value, quality products, no hidden fees. You know, the cool thing is when you do business with them, your money is staying right here in southeast New Mexico. So if you're looking for any of the products, oil, DEF, quality products, and you need it delivered in the patch, that's what they do. They started in 1983, and they continue on today. And if you're doing business with one of those big companies and their corporate office is out of state, I'm encouraging you to give Wakefield Oil a try. You'll never go back. They're good people. They work hard. And, when you get their bill at the end of the month, no hidden fees, just tax and the price of the fuel. 1983, they opened the doors, still going strong today. Give them a call, 575-622-4160, wakefieldOil.com. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is sometimes the only thing that keeps me going is knowing that some hipster with that gigantic beard has to wear that in this weather. It's my thought for the day. All right, the bear passed. This is sad. That bear climbed the utility pole in Union County and passed. So the bear climbed up on that power pole in northern New Mexico. It is tied, according to the Department of Wildlife. They have confirmed that. The department notified about the bear located east of Gladstone on Monday. And reporting parties said that we're told to just leave the bear up there at this point. However, some members of the public continue to stop next to the power pole and film and take pictures of the bear. The bear remained on top of the pole, according to the Department of Wildlife. Union County Sheriff's Deputy and the power company and the Department of Conservation officers also notified, and the bear sustained fatal injuries before they arrived at the scene. I'm wondering if it was shocked.
Yeah, it got shocked. And we had a bear here in Rio Rancho as well.
Yeah,
roaming
I
around
saw
Rio
that.
Rancho.
Yeah, did you guys see? I think it was in Colorado. The bear went into the water department, opened the door. Oh, if you haven't seen that video, it's crazy. All right, the French model scout who hung out with Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh my God.
He was Clintoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, he passed away yesterday. The body of Daniel Sagg, 69, discovered Monday night. Autopsy is pending at this point. ICE agents arrest a flight attendant right off the plane. Southwest Airline, this guy was working for Southwest illegally in the country. He is a citizen of Jamaica. Lorenzo Thompson, arrested in Nashville right before they were taking off. Thompson entered the country in 2021 on a visa. It was not a work visa. It was just a visa. How does he get a work permit if he's not permitted to work in the United States? These are bigger questions. Anyway, he went against our law, overstayed his visa, failed to deport, continued to work, and was arrested yesterday. Do you guys feel sorry for people like that? Some people will say, well, they were productive and they worked and blah, 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 but they didn't follow the rules.
I don't, because you know what? If I went to the UK on a visa and I overstayed and then I got a job and then their department, their customs department came and found me, they'd deport me in a second.
That's the way that works. New Fed research saying fewer Americans are owning homes. About 53% of U.S. adults own a home nowadays. By the way, that rate used to be as high as 65%. And another animal causing a mishap, a squirrel in Colorado, Douglas County, Colorado, caused a fire. Reporting this fire Wednesday about 5:45, dry vegetation, heat threatened, and, of course, very hot in Colorado this time of the year. And they say the squirrel caused the fire when electrical wires and sparked caused the fire. Survey says 83% of people stick to their routine every morning. 83%. They have a routine. They do everything the same way every morning. I am a creature of habit. You take one thing out of my morning. My wife was telling me this the other day. Why do you get up at 3:45? Get up at 4. No. I have a routine. And when I'm in the Philippines, I have a routine. Don't mess up my routine. So 83% of people say they have a routine and don't mess with the routine. I'm going with that 100%. All right, still to come, things that happen on this date in history. Taking out the trash. Morning show this morning being brought to you by State Representative District 61 Randy Pettigrew, reminding you the governor and the progressives continue to attack our way of life. And we remain last at pretty much everything. Thank you, Democrat control. Randy Pettigrew reminds you that he is a conservative. When he goes to Santa Fe, he is the conservative voice. He's in District 61. He needs your help. Continue to support Randy Pettigrew. Sign up for his newsletter. All his contact information is up there. If you got a problem, need help, Randy Pettigrew. RandallPettigrew.com is where you can find him. Message paid for by Randy Pettigrew. All right, Marco Rubio in the Philippines was asked about Iran. And Marco, I love Marco because he has that same attitude as Donald Trump. You know what the hell you're talking about. Where did you get that information?
Russia is sharing information with Iran targeting U.S. troops.
Well, who says that they are?
Are they not?
Who says they are?
Pike said the knowledge that Russia was enabling in some ways, Russia and China.
Yeah, but that's a different question from what you just asked me. Who said that they're doing
There's
that?
been reporting that there's...
Reporting in the media?
Yeah.
Oh, then it must be true.
So
It's in the media. It's a leaker.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, let's imagine that were true. I certainly wouldn't discuss it in the press. I've already told you guys yesterday something, and I was very clear about it. Nothing that Iran is doing, nothing that anyone's doing to help Iran is in any way increasing their ability to target Americans.
So I love Marco Rubio. I think, my pick as of today, I'm not saying that's not going to change. 2028, Marco Rubio for president.
Well, he's really come into his own. And look, in 2028, it's going to be either Rubio or Vance at the top and the other one at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I think that's a winning ticket.
I
Whether
think it
Rubio's on the vice president or whether he's running for president and he's got Vance in either or, it's a winning ticket. I mean,
I agree.
Rubio has really come into his own, and Americans just love him now.
Yeah.
I mean,
who's the
you see him when he
smartest guy
speaks
in the
Spanish?
room? Marco Rubio.
Yeah, Rubio.
Yeah. And I mean, he's got to handle, immigration because he is a child of, immigrants that came to this country. And the Democrats are like, he can't run for president. His mom and dad were both U.S. citizens. Yeah.
Come on now.
I mean, you can't have that. I mean, when everybody was yelling, screaming about Obama, you said, no, his mother was. I mean, you can't have it that way. You can't work the floor that way. Sorry.
Marco's doing like 6 different jobs right now.
He is.
This guy, he's running Venezuela. He's handling the negotiations with Iran. He's controlling foreign policy. I mean,
wasn't
this
he
guy is
also
all
like
over
in
the
charge
place.
of like ATF because they didn't have a.
I mean,
the guy has got Bassett, the same thing. He's in charge of the IRS, Treasury Department. They all have 3 or 4 jobs because they can't get anybody approved for these jobs. Look at Steve Pierce, how long it took him to get approved. Over a year. And this is a problem. This is a problem. Donald Trump will be in office 3 years and still doesn't have all the judges approved. That's troubling.
Well, it's a coordinated plan by the Democrat Party, right? They don't want to let Trump, appoint judges because they use these judges as a way to combat his policy, which is insane to me because how can some district judge in Wisconsin stop a foreign policy that the president is pushing? It's ridiculous.
They are an arm of the Democratic Party, for sure.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come right back. We are Beyond the Breakfast Club. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, a trusted name across southeast New Mexico. They offer residential services, but they also do construction for commercial and industrial metal buildings. From start to finish, they've got it. They got you covered. Yeah, if you're thinking about a carport, because we've had hail recently, they can do that. They did ours. It looks great. And guess what? When the hail starts falling, I'm going under the carport. park my car out there, and man, I tell you what, they did such a fantastic job. Give them a call, 575-391-1430. They do siding, windows, doors, metal roofs, shingle roofs, seamless gutters. Online at SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com, 575-391-1430. Check them out today. We're coming right back. It's already 7:19. We're being the Breakfast Club.
News this hour is being brought to you by C&M Electric of Lovington, offering commercial and residential services in Southeast and South Central New Mexico with over 30 years of experience. C&M Electric LLC of Lovington, offering commercial and residential services in Southeast and South Central New Mexico. Whether it's oil field, agricultural, industrial, automation, and alarm systems, they also offer panel fabrication and power line work. C&M Electric provides generator rentals and shore power light towers, as well as small to large temporary power distribution centers for drilling, frac, and workovers. Call the experts at C&M Electric today and rest assured that there is no job too big or too small for them to handle. Call 575-396-2692. C&M Electric LLC, licensed, bonded, and insured with over 30 years experience.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. A project near Lovington will soon turn methane from cow manure into jet fuel. Economic Development New Mexico recently announced $7.5 million in grants to energy companies for commercialization testing of new renewable energy sources. 5 companies received research and development funds, and 4 received pilot project awards. California-based Circularity Fuels received $1 million for a pilot project near Lovington, partnering with Moss Energy Works, which recently installed the first enclosed dairy lagoon at a nearby dairy. The technology captures methane from dairy slurry, a mix of water and manure, while also reducing odor from the lagoons. Officials say New Mexico's 88 working dairies could become future biofuel production sites. The town of Tatum's Food Bank has been awarded $20,000 in a grant from the state of New Mexico. The pantry, located at 701 East 5th Street, also serves as a heating and cooling station during extreme weather. The building, formerly owned by the Catholic Church, was deeded to the town after officials approached the church about using it for the food bank. An earlier $10,000 startup grant from the state helped purchase shelving and food items. Tatum Mayor Isabella Salazar says the funding helped the pantry partner with New Mexico's Roadrunner Food Bank, which now delivers shipments every third Monday of the month. In addition to food, the pantry offers hygiene kits, cots, blankets, and at times, toilet paper. The pantry doesn't keep regular hours, but anyone in need can call Tatum City Hall at 575-398-4633 during regular business hours, and someone will meet them there. And Lovington Main Street will host Splash on Main from 5 to 8 p.m. on Saturday along Central, which will be closed to traffic between Main and Love Streets. The free event will feature water slides and local food trucks serving everything from pizza to ice cream. The Lovington Fire Department will also be spraying water for kids to play in. Bring the family, cool off on the water slide, and grab something delicious. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
Let's take a look at your KDAZ traffic on Conservative Talk, ABQ, AM 700, FM 96.9. Alameda looks pretty good at this point going eastbound. You'll find that up to speed approaching Coors Road. There's some building volume, though. And beyond all of that, you're trouble-free and moving well toward North Valley in towards 2nd Street, as well as in toward I-25. I-25 is not too bad going south as you head past Alameda. You'll find some building volume getting closer in toward I-40. It's nothing too bad, though, so far. The eastbound side of I-40 is a pretty good ride heading in from Coors Boulevard. That is moving well toward 12th Street, as well as in toward I-25 after that. KDAZ traffic on Conservative Talk, ABQ, AM 700, FM 96.9, brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm. If you've been injured, call the Luke Ragsdale Law Firm, 575-208-5300, or visit them online at ragsdalelawfirm.com. That's an updated look at KDAZ traffic. I'm Rick Dixon for Conservative Talk, ABQ, AM 700, FM 96.9.
What's really going on? Daniel Velos here, Permanent Ford Lincoln, Hobbs, America, 1000 North El Paso Street in Hobbs. I want to make sure that you guys know that we are heavily buying vehicles right now, guys. That is right. As we're selling them, we're having an amazing month. We're hiring people, and we're also buying vehicles. So anything that you have to sell us, come meet the guys. Come meet the big blue gorilla. Come do it. We are the home of the Permian Powertrain Promise, and we'll make you some great deals. Come give us an opportunity to give you a bid on your vehicle. Bring it down. 1000 North El Paso Street, Hobbs, America.
Attention CDL drivers, would you like to have a great trucking job? McClaskey Oilfield Services, one of the leading service companies for the Permian Basin for the last 49 years, has openings for pump truck and vacuum truck drivers. If you have your CDL with tanker endorsement, 2 years of experience, a clean MVR, and can pass a DOT physical and drug screen, then McClaskey's Oilfield Services has a great job for you. With very competitive wages, quarterly safety bonuses, Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance for you and your family, life insurance, personal time off, 401k, uniforms, and many other benefits. For this great career opportunity, apply in person at McClaskey Oilfield Services, 5900 West Carlsbad Highway in Hobbs. McClaskey Oilfield Services, the next step in your oil field trucking career.
Big changes are happening at the Lee County Event Center. They're undergoing a major renovation to bring you a better, more modern venue, inside and out. While the arena is temporarily closed during construction, they're still open for business. The banquet halls remain available and ready to host your next event. From safety meetings and corporate training to baby showers, birthday parties, and wedding receptions, the Lee County Event Center can accommodate you. Need space, service, and support? They have you covered with flexible rooms, affordable rates, and a professional team that cares. Conveniently located in Hobbs, New Mexico on the Lovington Highway. Let them help you plan your perfect event during this exciting time of transformation. Call 575-391-2901 to book today. The Lee County Event Center. The arena is closed, but the banquet halls are open. Your experience is their priority, even during renovation.
Everyone is a kid at Cliffs.
I'm a Cliffs kid. My mom was a Cliffs kid. My dad was a Cliffs kid. My brother and sister are Cliffs kids. Even my grandma was a Cliffs kid.
Be a kid.
Get your tickets at cliffsamusementpark.com.
Over 30 rides and attractions makes Cliffs a blast for everyone. You never have to choose at Cliffs. You get it all.
Get your tickets at cliffsamusementpark.com.
Be one with fun.
2A Tactical Firearms and Indoor Firing Range, 236 East Navajo, Suite 1200 in Hobbs, is veteran-owned and the largest firearms dealer around. A state-of-the-art indoor shooting range with a Milo FBI training simulator where you can shoot live fire or laser with over 1,000 different scenarios. Lots of ammo in stock and online, plus a large selection of optics in stock from Night Force, Vortex, EOTech, and more. 2A Tactical carries all types of firearm accessories, including safes, tactical gear, and a new full line of King's Camo in stock. Plus, if 2A Tactical doesn't have what you want in stock, it's sure to be on their huge website, 2atacticalrange.com, where they offer financing, monthly memberships, or hourly rates available with a huge variety of guns for rent, including a fully auto AR. And 2A Tactical has your suppressors, also known as silencers. And right now, suppressors are getting approved faster than ever. But as always, you can come shoot your suppressors in range even before you're approved. Not your typical gun store. 2A Tactical Firearms and Indoor Firing Range, 236 East Navajo, Suite 1200 in Hobbs, or online at 2atacticalrange.com.
In the Breakfast Club, being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com.
What a combination.
1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and then some other numbers and pithy sayings. Welcome to the show. B in the
This is not
Club.
headline news. It's National Cousins Day, or as it's known in West Virginia, Valentine's Day. Matt Damon's stunt double in The Odyssey was a woman. Even more shocking, Tom Holland's stunt double was a man. Disney Plus is rebooting the Mickey Mouse Club. Former members included Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears. Disney says they're looking for the new group of future drunks. And scientists say Earth has more bugs than previously thought because their initial estimate forgot to include Motel 6 comforters. This is not headline news.
Alrighty, 727 morning show being brought to you by Roswell Livestock Farm Supply. You can find them right there on East 2nd in Roswell. Homegrown and proud of it. Farm and ranch supplies, Western wear, feed for your animals, certified Purina dealer, trailers, tank, tack, fencing material, plumbing. Yeah, they've got a complete hardware store. Everything you need in one location. Check them out today. 1105 East 2nd, Roswell, also in Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. National Cousins Day. Will you have any cousins that are well known?
I mean, I've got one that works for the Democrat Party in Washington D.C.
Oh wow!
No.
Yeah, but he's, you know what? He's a huge Star Wars fan, so we at least share that. That's like the only thing we can talk about at family reunions is Star Wars, because it's like, yeah, we can't talk politics.
Yeah, I don't. Elias, you have any famous cousins?
No, but I did have a cousin who was pretty well known in Albuquerque. His name was Bale Cisneros. He was a tattoo artist. He owned Por Vida Tattoo, but he got killed in 2024.
Oh man.
Yeah, someone walked into his business.
I saw that Greg Cunningham got a new tattoo, and all his tattoos mean something, and their last name was Cisneros, spelled like your name.
Yeah, so that's my other cousin. That's his brother. His older brother is the one that got killed. They owned Por Vida Tattoo together, right here in downtown Albuquerque. But my other cousin, Helm, he's the one that throws the tattoo fiesta every year. So they have this massive tattoo fiesta every year. They get like between 15 and 20,000 people going to that tattoo fiesta. Yeah.
That sounds like a lodger's tax minefield where lots of money to be spent. That's the way my brain works. Me and
his
Will
radio brain is thinking, he's like, hey, wait a minute, we can make some money on this.
But I have 27 first cousins.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little few. That's fewer, more than me.
Yeah, just on my dad's side, right? I've got a pretty big
cousin.
First,
yeah, that's pretty huge.
First cousin. So
well, now I got the hookup when I go to Albuquerque because I've got 3 new tattoos I want to get done this year. So cousins, Jerry Lee Lewis had a famous cousin. Will, you know who his cousin is?
Nope.
I have sinned, Jimmy Swaggart.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm leaving one out because Jerry Lee Lewis, Jimmy Swaggart, and there was one more cousin. They were from Faraday, Louisiana. Celine Dion has a cousin, very well known, has slept her way to the top. Madonna is her 9th cousin.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Kamala Harris.
Oh, wait. I figured it out. Mickey Gilley is Jerry Lee Lewis's.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I knew that.
All 3 of them.
I know that.
Yeah. Joe Piscopo. Oh, no, my cousin Vinny is not actually his cousin. That's somebody else. I'm sorry. Yep. George W. Bush, former president of the United States, has a distant cousin. They actually worked together. Colin Powell is George W. Bush's distant cousin.
That's weird.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Isn't there a little bit of a color difference?
There is. There is.
Somebody somewhere. Well, and Colin's got, I think, a white parent, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and they say that President Roosevelt was cousins with President Ulysses S. Grant back in the day. They were actually 4th cousins. So lots of cousins. Anybody got any famous cousins? I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, you can call us or text this morning, 877-396-W105. Hey, morning show this morning powered by Permian Ford. Go check out Daniel today, PermianFord.net. Text line. Yeah, all you got to do is thank Amigo Machinery. Mr. Bill at Amigo Machinery, looking for a brand new tractor, implements. They've got everything you're looking for. The grass is as high as your building right now. You need a small track. Go talk to them, amigo-machinery.com. And, of course, the question of the day. It is Open Line Friday. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about within reason. Being brought to you by Lovington Auto and Truck Parts. Big truck parts, yeah, they've got them. You drive a semi for a living, you need parts. Go by and see them. Avenue D in Lovington. New study ranks Hawaii as the best state in the nation for clean air and respiratory health, thanks to the low amount of pollutions. They should think about exporting some of the clean air to, like, I don't know, New York and New Jersey. That would be great. Of course, there's a trade-off. Yeah, you've got clean air, but you pay $9 for a gallon of milk. There you go. New report finds Amazon workers and gig drivers have become some of the largest groups of employed Americans that rely on food stamps and Medicaid. Amazon workers on food stamps and Medicaid? Is that like a job perk?
Yeah.
Is that just saying people don't want to work, so they're taking part-time job not to give up the benefits?
I don't know. My sister works at Amazon, and she says that they don't treat them very well over there.
I've heard that. I've heard that before, that they are work really, really, like, you have to push out so many packages, when the starting side, or pack so many packages in like so many minutes. And if you
when you have that many employees and you have that many things going on, you just become one in a bunch. And you're just like,
you're just a number.
You're just like an Amazon package. You're just being used for what you're used for.
That's it. And then they'll recycle you like the Amazon packages. Looks like the Odyssey. I don't know about that. Will, are you going to break down and go see it?
Absolutely not.
Will's like, no.
I might laugh when it comes out on streaming and watch it, but I'm not going to spend money to go to the theater. I'm going to wait for Spider-Man and Doomsday. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Looks like the U.S. has collected $14 billion in oil revenue from Venezuela. I talked about that already. Late NASCAR icon Kyle Busch, his 11-year-old son, 11 years of age. His name is Brexton Busch, hit by another vehicle in a racing crash 2 months after his father passed away at the age of 41. The kid is racing at 11. Thank God he's okay.
Yeah.
11. He can't even get a permit.
Yeah, I was like, no real driver's license.
Yeah. And in Paso Robles, California, there is a winery, 700-acre winery. It is a resort, and it's called the Windfall Farms. Alex Trebek owned that for 37 years, and it's up on the auction block. In 2001, it sold for $1.6 million. Today, the price tag, starting bid at the auction, is $30 million.
I believe it.
Yep.
I believe it.
But when we look at cost of land, the cost of houses in this country, we wonder. I did that number a little while ago about the percentage of homeowners has gone down. It's because homes are so expensive.
Yeah, we got priced out. Well, it's not even that. When you come to Albuquerque, I mean, what happened during the Biden administration when you let 12 million people into the country?
Yeah,
they've got to live somewhere.
Yeah,
so they take up most. Yeah,
they take up housing, and now yesterday, Trump administration came out and said they are going to take all illegal aliens off the off HUD, and they said that might alleviate things just a little bit. We'll see. U.S. vowing to punish Iran for the Houthi strike on oil tankers. We cannot catch a break. It's either Iran bombing or it's the Houthi rebels, and they're all in one. Yeah, there is no difference. I mean, we could separate them if we want, but they're all of one. We need to. The only way to beat this, cut off the snake. The head of the snake. That's the only way to do that. All right, Congress debating the SAVE Act and requiring a photo identification. It's already passed the House. Will it pass the Senate? I don't know. But most Americans, 83%, have no problem with voter IDs. None.
Well, Democrats have openly come out and said, we can't win elections if this bill passes. I mean, that should say something, right?
I had a cut from a guy that here's Rahm Emanuel talking about the Democratic plan, because there really is no plan.
The whole strategy is to put an end to the Trump presidency, the end to this corruption, and a checkmate to a Congress that's acted like a rubber stamp. Anything that is distracting from that is a burden on that, is exactly that, a distraction and a burden.
So the whole plan is to hate Trump. That's it.
Yeah, and that's why they're not gaining any ground with Americans, right? Because when all you do is scream Trump bad, people are tired of hearing that. You know, how are you going to fix the economy? How are you going to fix housing? How are you going to bring energy prices down? How are you going to fix healthcare? Trump bad is not
No, that's
is
not
not
a,
resonating with people.
yeah, that's not it. That is not a solution. Not a solution at all. I just spoke of Iran. Well, last night they brought out the big boys for the bombing.
These massive B-1 bombers, of course, carry a huge conventional payload of bombs that can be refueled from the air, and at least some of them are taking off from bases in the United Kingdom. Iran has now threatened the United Kingdom, saying those bases from which the B-1s are taking off are now legitimate targets for Iran.
So the good news is some of our NATO buddies are going along and allowing us to use, jump off bases. So the B-1 bombers are back at it, and first time we've used those in a while. All right, we're going to talk about the murder rate in the United States. Let's hear from President Trump, then we'll go to the text line. President Trump talking about AI, and we've been talking about these AI data centers. The president spoke about water and energy when he spoke about the data centers. Here's what he said.
We're here today to continue the incredible progress we're making in communities nationwide to ensure that as new data centers go up, and they're going up all over, electricity bills for American families will actually come down. You're going to be building your own data centers, and you're going to building your own electric plants. You're essentially becoming a utility like Con Edison in New York, but maybe at a level that nobody's ever seen before, because we've seen some of the plants that they're building are absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and he did talk about water, that he said most of these are cooled by a cooling fluid, and so they're not going to suck up all the water that some people are trying to think. I mean, is China pushing disinformation about these data centers, or is there any validity to all the water they could use?
There is some validity to it. Jupiter is going to take 11 million gallons just to fill its pipes. Now, the data center, the triplex data center in Gallup that's being pushed right now, they're going to use recycled water or whatever. But, basically what I would like to see is desal plants.
Yep.
And I would love to see, these data centers are costing billions and billions of dollars, in the hundreds of billions. Why is the state of New Mexico not requiring them to update some of our transmission lines? The money is there. And I think if we do these data centers right, it'll be okay. But we need them to do desal plants. I mean, there's hundreds of billions of dollars being invested into the United States right now with data centers. Why not require them to build desal plants and update our transmission lines? That way it benefits the people.
I agree. And look, do we want the Chinese to get ahead of us when it comes to AI, data centers, and all that? The answer to that is no. Is no. Because if they run AI, man, they can do all kind. You think they're trying to meddle in our elections now? Wait for it.
Well, with the push across the nation, this anti-data center push that we're seeing, basically these communities can demand what they want, right?
Yeah.
So we can demand that they update our transmission lines. We can demand that they use brackish water instead of using fresh water. So, this is the time to really make good deals.
Yeah, we should be putting standards up front before the process is talked about. Yeah, I mean, before negotiation, we should have a plan in order. And if the governor wants to form a committee, that would be one committee that would be great that she could form. Get experts together, form a committee, and say, well, if you want to open up in New Mexico, here's the requirements in advance.
Yes.
That way we're not playing catch up.
Yeah, and we don't want China to get ahead of us, but we also don't want to destroy our communities at the same time.
Amen. Amen.
And we can do both of them.
I agree.
We can do it smart, and we can stay ahead of China. We are the United States of America.
Yeah. Most
the
definitely.
greatest country in the world. So we can do both.
Yep. All right, we're going to talk about long-awaited cleanup of uranium and on Navajo Nation. We'll talk about that. Murder rate in Albuquerque is down, and murder rate in the United States is down. I'll dive into that. We'll get to the text coming up next. Take it out the trash still to come. 7:48. We're being the Breakfast Club morning show being brought to you by Fens and Artesia. Coldest beer in town. They guarantee that. Yeah, they've got cold beer. Make sure and download the exclusive digital coupons where you can save a lot of money. Right now, 10-pack of Coke, save $1 off with a digital coupon. Desante Water, $1 off a 24-pack. And right now in the meat department, they've got boneless beef chuck roast for $5.98 a pound. Quarter loin pork chops, $1.98 a pound. Raw shrimp for $6.99 a pound, and the boneless, skinless chicken thighs for $2.28 a pound. Produce department, the Washington cherries are $2.99 a pound. New Mexico green chili for 99 cents a pound, and get the large seedless grapes, red or green, for $1.99 a pound. Deli department, you'll find oven roasted turkey breast, $7.28 a pound. Black Forest ham for just $5.48 a pound. And you can get the split top wheat white bread for just 2 loaves for $1. Plus, right now, Pepsi, Diet Pepsi. You can get Mountain Dew, Big Red, 2 12-packs for $12. Get it all today at Fens in Artesia. Will in the text, it's already 7:45.
See, Leatherneck earlier this morning said I go 3 to 4 weeks on fresh eggs in a basket on the cabinet, then float them to check if they're still good. But if they don't last long, he said, when you actually eat them. Hearing a conservative in Albuquerque brings happy tears to my eyes, says this texter. Hopefully it'll turn on the common sense switch in northern New Mexico. Local Beach Bum said, what was Frank's call all about? Is there going to be a change in the program lineup? Not on 105 or 93.5, but yes, on KDAZ, on Conservative Talk ABQ. We're going to have a local Albuquerque show from 2 to 6. It's called Unfiltered with Elias, who is here with us today. And he's going to be hosting the show. So looking forward to that starting on Monday. And that's 2 to 6, but that's only on 96.9 FM, AM 700, and KNMQ, the TV stations. We're going to do it all those. And of course, we'll be online as well. But those are the places that's going to happen. So if you're listening to 105 or 93.5, no changes as far as that's concerned. Everything's still good. Talking about cousins. Let's see. Drew from Monaghan said that Cousin's Day, I have a famous cousin, not too famous, but nevertheless, his name is Buddy Jewell. Sings country music.
Really?
Very familiar with Buddy Jewell, Drew. Sweet Southern Comfort. We play that on W105.
Man, that when I lived in the Midwest, that Sweet Southern Comfort song brought tears to my eyes every time they played it.
Yeah, it's a great song. So cool, Drew. Thanks for sharing. Fred Thompson was a distant cousin of Landry Jones, said Jeff.
Really?
Yeah, and so let's see. George Washington is my first cousin 9 times removed, said this texter.
Wow.
Yeah, so St. June Energy says, how can KOAT own and operate 2 fake news channels? Ron Ketty reporting KOAT now has CBS and ABC. Yeah, we were going to talk about that coming up.
Yeah, I'm going to move that to the top. We'll talk about that next.
We'll talk about that coming up and get more information on that, because that's going to be a killer for KRQE.
Oh, I got a story about KRQE.
Oh, yeah. So we'll talk about that coming up too. Linda in Carlsbad says, my cuz Tom Selleck. Wow.
What?
So that's a big cuz. Yeah.
And
Linda?
the mustache?
Yeah, him and the mustache. I don't think you can separate him anymore. One of my cousins was married to the killer, Jerry Lee Lewis, and no, it wasn't me, 14 years old either. The 63-year-old Christian said, Artesia does not refine gas. The one in Lovington refines diesel and have a pipeline to Artesia. Absolutely no gas. Gas mostly coming for Big Spring. I'm guessing, say, from Big Spring is what the text was supposed to say. B, check your messenger. I sent you something about a lady talking about Trump, the SAVE Act, and blacks not being able to get IDs. It's about 3.5 minutes long. That's from Smokey this morning. Let's see. Old friend said, we talk about how much water... Oh, everything's jumping on me. These days, data centers will use, but nobody talks about how much the golf courses use. I mean, look, man, old friend, you're not wrong, but a lot of the golf courses use gray water. I mean, that's a big thing, and a lot of them have to. And that's if a community is smart, and that's what we're saying about these data centers. If we're smart
come up
about
with a
it,
plan.
and we actually do a plan ahead of time. And a lot of those golf courses, I mean, when they go into a village, especially if they've already, or a city, if they've already got multiples, they have to have some kind of plan in place.
Yeah.
So, good morning, Breakfast Club. Great to hear you all again, and happy Friday. Have a blessed weekend. That's Texas Tower Dog. Chuck from Hobbs says Albuquerque, New Mexico got stuck in there somehow. I'm not sure what you're responding to, Chuck, but okay. My uncle won the World Little League Series for Roswell, New Mexico. He was the pitcher, Tommy Jordan. Well, that's very cool, Guapo Gringo. Jody from Lovington, oh, sweet Southern comfort will put me in the bathroom, hugging the toilet. I think you're talking about the alcohol, not the song. But thank you for that, Jody. It's National Tequila Day, by the way. We got to talk about tequila if we're going to talk about alcohol putting you in the bathroom. My cousin is Juan. He's not famous or anything, but he is my cousin. Shout out to my cousin Juan from Big Trucker C this morning. Certified White Boy says Flo from Progressive Commercials is my second cousin once removed. No kidding. Happy 71st birthday to Jim. I don't want to mess up your name, Jim Boutel. Is that right? Carlsbad retired police officer. Thank you for your service. Thank you very much. And hopefully I didn't butcher your name too bad. When it comes to data centers, it's not only the water that's being affected, it's being detrimental to the bee population, which is not good.
Okay.
It's Lovington listener.
Yeah, we've had that problem for a while, though.
Guys, I hate to say it, but I think China is going to smoke us on AI eventually. They don't have anywhere near the regulations. They'll use all the water in the world if they have to, and they don't care what their people think or who they hurt either. John, you're not wrong. I think but we need to at least.
But I will say this.
I don't think China is going to be our biggest worry down the road.
Yeah.
It's going to be Skynet.
Yeah, I mean, look, China came out against these chatbot companions, and because young adults weren't getting married because they were getting with a chatbot companion. I just got finished reading the Michael Connelly book, and it's about chatbot companions for kids. And the guy that wrote the program, garbage in, garbage out. If you put bad data into AI, you get bad data coming out. And so the guy hated, the guy hated women, and he wrote in there and encouraged boys to kill girls.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't we just have a story the other day about some AI getting loose and like taking over some?
Yeah.
I mean, there was just recently.
Well, we've had, at Amazon, we've had the robots go crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the thing is just because China will do all those things to its people doesn't mean that we should do them.
No,
definitely not.
Yeah. And, we are the United States of America. I keep telling people, we can build these things right.
Yeah.
Without the bureaucracy, without all the bull, we can build these desal plants. We can update our transmission lines. We can require them to build their own power plants. Yep. I mean, we're talking about trillions of dollars. Do we understand how much $1 trillion is?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and so that they can afford to do all this stuff. We just need to make sure that they do.
On the ground floor, we should have a plan together. The state should have a plan with requirements. This is what you have to do. You want to come to the state? Here's what you have to do. And I'm sure the governor, part of that would be, you have to deliver me a bag or whatever.
The sad part is this state and this administration in New Mexico, they're never going to do that.
Yeah.
All they care about is virtue signaling and money. Yeah. I mean, they're going to, the only time that they're going to do anything is just like, Maggie Toulouse getting in the way of this one plant because it was in the news, but the other one she let go, all the way through.
Yeah. No problem.
She was awake that day?
That's a whole other issue, B.
Yeah. Yeah. Stephanie Garcia Richard, I really do not like her as a land commissioner.
No, she's terrible.
And if she becomes lieutenant governor, she's gonna push every progressive policy she possibly can, and she's gonna continue to virtue signal.
Yep.
The fact that she's all over the news talking about this one pipeline, and yet she's approved and sold state land throughout the rest of the state is just utter ridiculousness. It's hypocrisy at its finest.
You know, you said something earlier about all women ticket. Is this DEI at its finest? I mean, shouldn't we decide on the best candidates instead of making sure we have two men or a man and a woman or...
Well, let's see. We've got a female governor and all of these high-ranking female appointees. I wonder.
It's Emerge, New Mexico.
Yeah,
and you know,
thank you.
They sold it. They sold the Deb Haaland Toulouse Oliver ticket as an all-female ticket, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when Oliver dropped out, they didn't want to lose that narrative. So
Right.
what were they going to do?
Stephanie Garcia Richard.
Stephanie Garcia Richard. And you knew it wasn't going to be any of the other candidates because of the Garcia in her name.
Right. Yeah, and Emerge is dangerous. Those folks are they are dangerous. They really are.
It's a group of socialists.
It's another Act Blue, just on a state
thank you.
level.
Yeah.
Thank you. Give me two more, Will. Then we'll talk murder and we'll talk about KRQE.
All right, very good. The Realist Texter says, my aunt did some digging through Ancestry.com and found out we're related to Billy the Kid. So Billy is my seventh cousin, said the Realist Texter. Chuck from Hobbs says, China does not want the USA to build data centers. Data centers are number 10 on water usage. Apartments use more water. Farmers use more water. They're upgraded their grid. Companion just got finished reading Michael Conley book, 80 years old, said Chuck from Hobbs. Jay Patton, what about the water waste due to car washes popping up everywhere? Major waste of potable water.
Do they recycle water, the car washes? I don't think so.
I mean, some do. I know some of the bigger ones do. I know like Mighty Wash.
Yeah.
They do recycle water. They have, in fact, like a huge, like in their back room is like a huge, I got to see the operation one time, big recycling water.
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
So, I like number one tequila, said Jody from Lovington. Dexter's Lab, the story goes that my grandma was cousins with several famous Mexican singers, Marcos Antonio Solis, through her dad, and Antonio Aguilar through her mom. So there you go, Dexter's Lab. And my best friend in Arizona's cousin is John Mellencamp. Many stories before he was famous, said Digger Bill. Data centers will be a disaster for the states. That's from J-Dub from Hobbs. And our grid is 80 years old, was what Chuck was saying.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, guys, that's caught up.
All right, murder rate in the United States has dropped 18% for the first half of 2026. Say 126-year low for murder. And when you look at Washington, D.C., what has happened in Washington, D.C. is remarkable. When you look at the National Guard going into Memphis and cleaning up, Memphis was terrible. It was another one of those Democrat shiteholes. It was bad. They've cleaned that up. What about Albuquerque? You think our murder rate has dropped?
I can't remember. It's dropped a little bit, but it's skyrocketing again this year. I think the last time I looked, we were already at 60 homicides for the year or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So new data reporting Albuquerque homicides dropped 26% this year, if you can believe that, even though the city is recording 4 killings per week. I don't get those numbers. Independent Counsel for Justice looking at 30 cities across the United States from January to June. Number of homicides fell in 21 of those states. Lincoln, Nebraska had the largest decrease. Albuquerque ranks near the middle of the report at a 26% decrease.
No. They know how to twist the statistics any way they want. Just like Michelle Lujan Grisham saying we're 17th in child poverty.
That's what I'm thinking. All right, we're going to get to the story about KRQE. This is a huge deal for New Mexico. It's bad news for KRQE. We'll talk about that. All right, Gabe Vasquez. Talking about the SAVE Act. By the way, if you're wondering if he voted for the for insider trading bill, against. He voted against. Gabe Vasquez,
You're kidding.
No, because it was part.
He hadn't made all his money yet.
Yeah,
he
give
needs
him
just a little bit more time in Congress.
He might need to get some money from his uncle in Mexico.
Yeah.
For his new campaign, since he's falling way behind against Greg Cunningham. Here's Gabe Vasquez speaking.
But the worst part of this bill is the SAVE Act provision that they're trying to include, which would deeply hurt our Native American communities in particular. It would be implemented in mid-October, which would throw the midterms into chaos. It would require you to make a photocopy of your ID at a police station or a library to vote by mail. It's completely a voter suppression bill.
I went back and tried to find that in the bill. You have to make a photo ID anywhere at your house.
Look, it's just requiring you to show your ID to vote so that people know who you are and that you're an American citizen.
What the requirement is, if you're going to mail in a ballot, you have to take a photo of, a copy and include that with your mail-in ballot. So they know
you have to have a photo ID.
Yeah.
That's it.
What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that.
Look, the only people that have a problem with this are people who want people who are voting illegally to vote for them. Hello, Gabe Vasquez.
Yeah, well, we said you got to go to a police station or you got to go to a library. People are like, well, we don't know. You can go. And for Native Americans, you can go, to the office right there on the reservation and make a copy and do it that way.
We're talking about of course, they keep touting these Native Americans who don't have birth certificates or whatever. If there are a very few, very small amount,
they would be very old. They would be very old.
Look, if they don't have a birth certificate, then I can almost guarantee you they have a certificate of Indian blood, which is a form of ID.
There you go.
So it is utter ridiculousness that they are pushing this.
All right. President Obama pretty much says, if you're illegal, go vote. Listen to what he had to say during an interview this week.
If you want to vote and you show up at your polling place, they can't stop you from voting. They can't stop you from voting. If people want to know how to vote, then you can go to iwillvote.com. The fact of the matter is that we give our power away all the time. We tell ourselves, oh, it's hard, it's not going to matter, it's not going to count. And the powers that be, they're counting on us.
So he spelled it out. She asked the question about DACA recipients and so on. Go vote.
All of this started with him.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I have no sound on this.
Yep.
What the heck? Hold up
That's
a second.
too bad, because
maybe I can see it play. Oh, right here.
First of all,
hold on.
Many of the millennials, dreamers, undocumented citizens, and I call them citizens because they contribute to this country, are fearful of voting. So if I vote, will immigration know where I live? Will they come for my family and deport us?
Not true.
Okay.
And the reason is, first of all, when you vote, you are a citizen yourself.
I want you to catch that again. Listen to the question.
Wow.
Listen to the question, because she laid the question out. I'll call them citizens because they can contribute. But will immigration come? I'm going to play it again for you because it's worth being played again.
Many of the millennials, dreamers, undocumented citizens, and I call them citizens because they contribute to this country, are fearful of voting. So if I vote, will immigration know where I live? Will they come for my family and deport us?
Not true.
Okay.
And the reason is, first of all, when you vote,
that is insane.
I mean, they're not even hiding it.
No,
anymore.
they're not.
They do not care. They know that the media will not cover it, that they can say whatever they want, do whatever they want, and they've been doing it for years, especially in this state.
Well, look what Michelle Lujan Grisham did. She passed a law saying that ICE cannot be around any polling place.
Yeah.
Now, why would you not want any federal officers or any ICE officers around a polling place?
I'm glad you said that.
Voting?
Because Ro Khanna talked about ICE at polling stations, and I'm like, I have never heard Donald Trump say he was going to send ICE to polling places. I haven't heard it, but listen to Ro Khanna.
To have monitors at the polls who are volunteers. We need to make sure ICE isn't at the polls. We need to make sure that we have election observers and prepared to take legal action. The president is going to do everything he can to delegitimize this election.
I am.
Why would you be worried about ICE at polling stations unless you're having illegal immigrants vote?
Well, and the only people that are trying to delegitimize anything are the Democrats, because they're trying to basically get all of these people that they let flood into the country, into the Biden administration, to the polls to vote for them.
You just heard Obama saying, no, go to the polls, vote.
Yeah.
You heard him say it. It's a crazy world. All right, before we take a break, let's talk about 72 years KRQE, at CBS affiliate, and now CBS is moving to KOAT. It is the biggest shakeup in New Mexico television in decades. Now, KOAT, I mean, they're going to give up their network. And
you mean KRQE? No, KOAT is going to have both.
Both.
They're going to be ABC and CBS affiliates.
How do you do that?
My understanding, anyway.
How do
they're going to have another channel, I think.
Yeah.
So
I would think so.
Is it
KRQE? Well, with HD, I mean, they can, but I'm guessing because of the statewide appeal, they'll probably have some. I don't know for sure.
I don't know, but
my understanding is they're going to have both ABC and CBS.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that, because you got ABC has its own programming, CBS has its own programming.
It'd have to be a different channel, but with all of the HD TV, availability, which we're on one right now on KNMQ, there's options, but I don't know, because half of the state would be losing their CBS affiliate. Because there's a lot of people that the only way they get it is through, cable or dish or, stuff like that. And those are all coming straight from Albuquerque.
Yeah, this is a big deal. I mean, because CBS has NFL TV, NFL football. Yeah. They've got
and
college
all of the
football
shows.
Yeah. I mean, this is a huge deal. And KRQE is owned by a media, one of the big guys. I can't believe that they allowed this to happen. But see, what happens, they start negotiating, and, evidently CBS just said, done. We're not going to deal with you guys anymore.
You're not paid. They said you're not. They went to him and said, basically, Nexstar, you're not paying enough for our programming. You need to pay more. And apparently they couldn't come to an agreement. And so they, usually you have these things where they go back and forth a little bit. Apparently not, because they made a deal with KOAT and they're done.
This would have never happened under Bill Anderson. Maybe it wouldn't have happened because that's his bread and butter.
Look, it's going to be interesting to see what happens and what does KRQE do now. And was it ironic that former KRQE news weather guy Mark Ronchetti was one of the main ones that broke this story?
Yeah,
but this just goes to show that legacy media is dying off. Right.
Well, I would suspect that the FCC gets involved in this, since it is one of the networks, and if they can prove that CBS is going to be undervalued in Albuquerque, they can step in and say this is they can override this.
I don't think they will, though, because I don't think they can. I don't think they're going to have any legal standing. KOAT's, as long as they have the vessel to do it, they're perfectly capable of doing the same. There's plenty of places that own multiple networks. I think look at, I know was it Fox and UPN forever? They were together.
Well, KRQE, on a little side note, I don't know, most people know I have a friend, his name is Johnny America, right? He's all over TikTok, he's all over Instagram. KRQE sent him a cease and desist when he posted a clip of one of their shows.
Really?
Yep.
I'm sorry, it was broadcast. You can't cease and desist.
They sent him a cease and desist and said that he was stealing viewers from their show.
What?
Yep.
It was okay, whatever. It was
a
clip of a broadcast TV show.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, somebody can snip it. Whatever.
But people are naive though too, and they all they see is a legal letter, and they're like, they get panicked.
Yep.
I mean, we do it all the time. Thank God we can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll steal your stuff. If I use your content and you are like, if you are somebody that's on a podcast or doing, I'll give you props. But, if it's Fox, I'm not going to give Fox credit every time I play one of their videos.
Yeah.
That would be like every day.
Yeah. That would be like a whole bunch. But I'm not going to give them props.
But I think that goes to show how much their viewership was really hurting, right?
Yeah.
When they're going after influencers, saying that you're stealing our viewership, you know.
Well, obviously it hit their radar somewhere.
Yep. So
yeah, that is nuts. All right, we're going to get to things that happen on this date in history. KWMW Maljamora 105.1 FM, KWES 93.5 in Ruidoso, KDAZ AM 700, FM 96.9, Conservative Talk ABQ, Albuquerque, also KNMQ 20.1 TV at Albuquerque and Santa Fe. And by the way, if you're watching us on any of the streaming platforms, I need you this morning. Can you do me a favor? It's going to take you 5 seconds. All you got to do is make sure and like and share and hit the subscription button if you would. We would greatly appreciate that. That's the only way to grow the all those platforms. So please, if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. Taking out trash this morning being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com, 575-408-1719. 96-gallon poly carts for residential customers. They can drop them off. 2- and 4-yard metal dumpsters for commercial clients. They can drop those off. And if you need a big roll-off container, call Kayleen this morning, 575-408-1719. Go to the website, trash-eaters.com. That number, 575-408-1719. Proud sponsor this morning of Taking Out the Trash. Well, I've actually had this guy on the show, a priest from Albuquerque. Priest from Albuquerque at St. Teresa's Parish continues to make news. If you haven't,
this is going.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this before, this guy always puts up some wacky signs. He is a radical left-wing extremist from the pulpit. And he's big time on immigration. We had him on the show, and the way his brother is a listener to this show, and actually I think lives in Jalo, Eunice, and his brother lived in Europe, the priest. So Albuquerque Catholic Parish, already known for its political displays, is now facing some more scrutiny after the church put out a sign outside to single out one woman by her name after she repeatedly criticized the parish left-wing message. Latest controversy from St. Teresa's Parish, also known as the Shrine of the Little Flower on 4th Street in Albuquerque. Photo of the parish sign said, racism, grave sin against God's love, Catherine G. Mention her name. Didn't mention her last name, but apparently he is referencing Katrina Griego, and in a post. What's her name? Katrina? Katrina.
Griego.
Anyway, this woke priest putting her on blast. Where is the love? Where is the love? And this guy, it's not the first time. This guy has put things up about making sure and voting outside the church. The church cannot be involved in elections. So, by goodness, he does it again. I'm just wondering when the Catholic Church is going to say enough. Enough of this guy. So, sorry about that, Katrina. Yeah,
she's actually a follower of mine.
Is she?
And she actually sent me all the lives. It was the groundskeeper actually sprayed her with mace.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So she went to go take a picture of the sign because, you know, she takes pictures of he's got these really left crazy wing signs up every week, and she went to go take a picture of it. And the groundskeeper and the priest came out, and the groundskeeper ended up spraying her with mace in the eyes. The police were called. I think the groundskeeper was even charged.
Yeah, isn't that assault?
Yeah, it's assault.
It's funny you brought this. This is you're taking out the trash today, B, because Elias and I were talking about this before we started the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so, I mean, this guy's known for putting up signs, no kings in the U.S., only Jesus.
Yeah, he's the priest that went before the board for the Muslim community center
Right.
in off of 4th Street or
Yep.
2nd Street in Albuquerque, and he's the priest that went before and said to let him build it with, there were, even though there was 100 protesters there saying no, he's that same exact priest.
Yeah.
And he's the same guy that puts no kings on the church. He's very political.
Yeah, very,
He's-
very political.
He doesn't like anybody that is conservative.
No.
And his groundskeeper sprayed an American citizen in the face with mace for taking a picture of a sign, which
That is
is
nuts.
unreal.
That is nuts. That is
Yeah.
just crazy. Anyway, Taking Out Trash being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. All right, we're going to talk about the cleanup effort, radioactive uranium mine cleanup effort on the Navajo Nation. California mayor had a hot mic moment talking about in San Diego. Oh, I love the hot mic moments. And it was all about ICE and losing federal funds and all of that type of stuff. And eggs, 1.5 million eggs, or cartons of eggs. That's not even 1.5 million cartons of eggs are going to be recalled. We'll talk about that. And a teacher. Bad news is a Republican that used Roblox to lure a student for a sexual relation. And he was like, please don't release this information. It will ruin my career. You think? You think?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get to all of that and more. Let's do Taking Out Trash. Things that happened on this date in history. Things that happened on this date in history being brought to you by A Custom Construction and Roofing. Roofing and insurance specialist, licensed, bonded, and insured. Veteran-owned and operated by Dwayne Pennick. 30 years of experience and 30 years of having that A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. Just a warning, if you're hiring somebody from out of state or out of town, when your warranty is, when they leave, your warranty leaves with them most of the time. The paper you're given is not worth the paper it's written on. Give them a call today, 575-318-9725. Proud sponsor this morning of things that happen on this date in history.
You're going to have to give me just a second, B. You jumped the gun on me a little bit. I've got a laptop that's trying to die on me.
You want me to? I've got it in front of
No.
me.
All right. We got it. I got it. So, all right. So back on this date in 1704, Great Britain took Gibraltar from Spain. Mormon leader Brigham Young and his followers arrived in Salt Lake City. This was also in 1704. In 1866, Tennessee was readmitted to the Union. On this date in 1936, two states hit the record high temperatures, with Alton, Kansas, recording 121 degrees, and Las Vegas, Nevada, experienced a city high of 117. Back on this date in 1936. So much for global warming. On this date in 1952, President Truman announced a settlement in a 53-day steel strike. On this date in 1952, the movie High Noon debuted in theaters on the East Coast. 1959, during a visit to the Soviet Union, U.S. President Richard Nixon argued with Soviet leader Khrushchev in what became known as the Kitchen Debate. On this date in 1969, Apollo 11 astronauts, two of whom who had been the first men to walk on the moon, splashed down in the Pacific. On this date in 1974, the Supreme Court ordered President Nixon to surrender those White House tapes to the Watergate special prosecutor. And on this date in 1988, Sammy Duvall made a record 205-foot water ski jump. My guess is he wasn't sober, but, let's see. If you celebrate a birthday, or if you share that birthday with Emily Rickards, who plays Felicity Smoke on Arrow. She's 35 today. Mara Wilson, the cute little girl from Mrs. Doubtfire and the remake of Miracle on 34th Street, is 39 today. Can you believe that? Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, she's 57 today. Actress and singer Kristen Chenoweth is 58 today. I guess
Should know it.
From right?
Should know it. You know it. Should know it.
I do it. You know it? Yeah. Baseball's Barry Bonds is 62 today, without an asterisk. And let's see here. Linda Carter, TV's original Wonder Woman, is 75 today. That's a look at birthdays. If it's your birthday, happy birthday from everybody at Being the Breakfast Club.
I hope you have an awesome day today. If it's your birthday or anniversary, we got lots of things to talk about. The Beach Boys canceling their concert. How much money has Toy Story 5 made? This is a ridiculous amount of money. I'll talk about that in just a second. Our national anthem.
More the Odyssey.
Yeah. Well, they're bailing the Odyssey out is what that happened there. Yeah, they made a lot of money. All right, let's get to the national anthem and the pledge this morning, being brought to you by Rebecca Long. She's made a lot of changes at her office. She is now an independent insurance agent. And you might say, well, you know, what does that mean? That means she can work with hundreds of companies to find the right deal for you. Right coverage, right price. She's an independent agent now. And she could take care of your home, your auto, your life insurance, motorhomes, motorcycles, all of that stuff. Give her a call today. Her number is 575-393-6909. If you're in Hobbs, stop by West Vega. If you're listening anywhere throughout the state, she can talk to you. She can help you. Most of that can be done electronically nowadays. 393-6909. Call her today. Proud sponsor this morning of the national anthem and the pledge.
Hi, my name is Cooper, and I'm from College Lane Elementary, and I'm going to be saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so streaming, and the rockets rock aloud, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Large prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil. Judah Oil reminding you God is in complete control. It's 8:22.
Hi, this is Felicia Bowen with Judah Oil. Please join me in our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
We're coming right back. News this morning being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm, reminding you accidents happen when you least expect them. And when an accident happens, you need a trusted law firm. Ragsdale Law Firm, specializing in car accidents, personal injury, medical malpractice, and oil-fill accidents. Ragsdale Law Firm, based in Roswell, there for you every step of the way. They offer free consultation, and you never pay until they win your case. Call Luke Ragsdale, 575-208-5300. You can also find him online at ragsdalelawfirm.com. We're coming right back. It's 8:23. We're B on the Breakfast Club.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Trump attends the rescheduled White House Correspondents' Dinner tonight. That was derailed by an assassination attempt back in April. Fox's Jackie Heinrich was sitting just a few feet away from the president.
The event tonight is going to have some new security measures. Some of those new measures include mandatory guest registration for everyone attending. It will pre-vet everyone in that room who will have to show a QR code to get in. There will also be only one entrance.
U.S. military pounding locations inside Iran again, but Iran...
It rejected a U.S. ceasefire deal presented by Iraq. Iranian and Iraqi officials tell the New York Times. The sticking point was reportedly over the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran's not interested in a temporary deal that leaves that issue unresolved.
Fox's Metal Rivera reporting. America is listening to Fox News.
Let's take a look at your KDAZ traffic on Conservative Talk, ABQ, AM 700, FM 96.9. Alameda is really not too bad going east. There's some brief delays approaching Coors Road, and it gets a little heavier again toward North Valley as you're heading towards 2nd Street, and no major issues toward I-25. I-25 going south runs pretty well approaching Alameda. You'll find some heavier traffic beginning to form, though, getting closer toward Montgomery Boulevard after that. And keep in mind that's where the long-term road work has been going on. It's primarily affecting the on- or off ramps. After that, though, you're trouble-free toward I-40. The northbound side of I-25, there are some brief delays forming at the interchange with I-40. KDAZ traffic on Conservative Talk, ABQ, AM 700, FM 96.9, brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm. If you've been injured, call the Luke Ragsdale Law Firm, 575-208-5300, or visit them online at ragsdalelawfirm.com. That's an updated look at KDAZ traffic. I'm Rick Dixon for Conservative Talk, ABQ 700, FM 96.9.
Hats off to 90 years. Come out for the annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo Parade on Saturday, August 1st at 10 a.m. Businesses, organizations, clubs, and community groups are all invited to be part of this year's celebration. Entry is free, but you must register by 5 p.m. on July 30th. Visit LeeCountyFair.net to sign up or contact the Lovington Chamber of Commerce today. Let's celebrate 90 years of Lee County Fair memories. See you at the parade.
Hey, this is Danny Reynolds here at Permian Ford Lincoln, your home of the Big Blue Gorilla and the Permian Powertrain Promise. That's right. We have lifetime powertrain warranty right here at Permian Ford and Hobbs, and we are at the corner of Sanger and El Paso, if you didn't know. But let me tell you what's going on right now, guys. We're having an amazing sale. So many people have gotten vehicles. We're tipping the scale right now. We got so many truckloads coming in right now that it's amazing that I want to make sure that I invite everyone to take advantage of this stuff. Only here at Permian Ford Lincoln, Hobbs, America, 1000 North El Paso Street.
Summertime savings at National Furniture Liquidator. As the temperatures heat up, so do the deals. Most popular three-piece sectional, 2 colors, just $17.88. A stylish contemporary bedroom set, just $6.99. Reclining sofa or love seat, just $9.88 both pieces. Or queen-size mattresses as low as $1.99. Plus much, much more, and great financing options regardless of your credit. National Furniture Liquidators. When it comes to value, quality, and selection,
nobody beats short.
Knowledge, integrity, and trustworthiness are just part of what makes Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating the choice for your next HVAC job. With 15 plus years in business, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating trains its techs with the requirements and standards of all the major ductless companies. Servicing residential and commercial, as well as industrial units for the patch, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating is fully licensed, bonded, and insured in the state of New Mexico. They can even offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems to upgrade old systems, and financing is available. Call 575-631-1999 to schedule your appointment today. That's 631-1999 for Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating.
Attention CDL drivers, would you like to have a great trucking job? McClaskey Oilfield Services, one of the leading service companies for the Permian Basin for the last 49 years, has openings for pump truck and vacuum truck drivers. If you have your CDL with tanker endorsement, 2 years of experience, a clean MVR, and can pass the DOT physical and drug screen, then McClaskey's Oilfield Services has a great job for you. With very competitive wages, quarterly safety bonuses, Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance for you and your family, life insurance, personal time off, 401k, uniforms, and many other benefits. For this great career opportunity, apply in person at McClaskey Oilfield Services, 5900 West Carlsbad Highway in Hobbs. McClaskey Oilfield Services, the next step in your oil field trucking career.
Pecos Valley Rides Amusements Carnival is back at the Eddy County Fair. Over 30 rides like the Orbiter, the Himalaya, the Vertigo 90-foot tower, and Zero Gravity. For the kids, Jumbo the Flying Elephants, the Carousel, the wet boats in real water, live pony rides, and more. Enjoy the cotton candy, funnel cakes, lemonade, and handmade pizza. Get a wristband and ride all you want all day for just $40. Ad paid for by Eddy County and Artesia Lodgers Tax.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services, from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells, as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
Southeast New Mexico weather. On the forecast this morning, its temperatures are on southeast New Mexico. Its temperatures in Roswell today at 106 degrees on this Friday. It's going to be a hot day today. A little cooler tomorrow, though. 105 degrees in Carlsbad, Artesia, and 102 degrees in Lovington. Lovington temperatures will drop to 98 degrees by tomorrow afternoon on Saturday, and 100 degrees in Carlsbad on Saturday afternoon. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Sunrise, lift your head from the sheets. It's dawn with the Breakfast Club. From the messes to the streets rising up. It's dawn with the Breakfast Club. Rise up, New Mexico. It's dawn with the Breakfast Club.
Welcome to Be in the Breakfast Club. Be in the Breakfast Club being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com.
Give us a reason for getting out of bed in the morning.
Be in the Breakfast Club. Call or text now.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
Oh, no, no, no. I had mucho tequila. We drank a few shots and then I stole your girl. And as you punched me, I started to hurl.
National Tequila Day is going on all day today, and that's pretty much the way that would work. Lawsuit accusing Meta of worsening mental health for kids, saying it is addictive. It's a form of addiction, that you can be addicted to social media, and more so for kids because the brain is not complete. Yeah, I mean, for some of us, our brain is never complete, but for kids, you would think. Yeah.
How are you going to blame Meta for that? I mean, really, Instagram, TikTok, with all the others that are out there and their phones in general. I mean, it's just this generation is so addicted to the phones. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I feel it. I use mine all the time, and those notifications pop up and you have to see what it was, what happened, who's trying to contact you.
Could we blame video games? Because I remember when Angry Birds came out, and, you had people playing Angry Birds. I remember, going home one day and going, you're playing that damn Angry Birds, but the house is a mess.
Look, I'm not gonna ever blame video games. I'm a gamer going way
me
back.
too. But
I had the original, Pong and Atari and all of that stuff.
You gotta have. Yeah, I mean, I think our phone in general is addictive.
Oh, no question.
But I think they can put forth games that are very addictive, and especially these games where you actually have to pay to get to the next step. Man, I know people that drop a lot of money doing that, and it's crazy.
Clash Royale.
Yeah, I mean,
Monopoly Go.
Thank you.
I've seen people drop tons of money.
Yeah, I mean, if I get to the point where I can't advance, I just stop playing. I'm not spending my money on that. But I think
my thing is though is personal responsibility.
Yes.
Right?
Amen.
When does personal responsibility? Everybody always wants to go sue someone for their problems.
Amen.
Oh, I'm going to sue Meta because my kid is scrolling too long. Why don't you take his phone away?
Thank you. Yeah.
This is a parent responsibility.
Yeah, it is a
don't
parental
Don't give your
responsibility.
6-year-old a phone. No, how long did we go without, back in my generation, you had the phone on the wall, and that was the only one that you had. There was not even a mobile phone.
Man, I'm going to tell you
in the
right
early
now,
days.
you try dropping a Mac on a girl with your mom standing right there. And we had that long extension cord so you could
I'm
go
just
to
gonna
the
go
next.
in my bedroom.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on? Huh? All right, get off the phone. Oh,
Yeah,
Mom,
exactly.
you're killing
And
me.
then she picks up the other line. She's like, I can hear every word you say.
You're killing me. Former stockbroker has been sentenced to prison for helping to inflate the paper value of a struggling New Jersey deli to $100 million. Now, look, when I see a deli valued at $100 million, the first thing that comes to mind, really?
Yeah.
Really? This is not going to be good for this guy in prison. No, maybe he gets some help. All right, Toy Story 5 is a huge movie. Huge. This thing is now a $1 billion box office. I mean, I think the $1 billion, is that globally or is that domestically? Because this doesn't say. I would think that's globally, but $1 billion bucks.
That's a lot of money.
That's a bunch of money. So, and they just had all these layoffs from Disney. Pixar is owned by Disney, correct?
Yeah. Is that all of the movies? Is that one,
No, that's
2,
just
3, and
that's
4?
just
or is
that's
that
just one. That's just the new one that just came out. Toy
Wow.
Story 5.
That's huge.
Yeah, and they just had all those layoffs with ESPN, who's also owned by Disney. People are not happy because of that. And Beach Boys canceled their concerts through September 3rd, saying they need a break to resume their tour. Maybe in September those guys are old. How old are the Beach Boys?
They got to be in their 70s.
I bet they're getting closer to 80s. Man.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, I'm going to be at the Eddy County Fair this afternoon. If you come up to me and say, hot enough for you, I'm just saying, I'm giving you prior warning. Well, Rooney, next year we need to be in the blue building, the air-conditioned building.
Look, we just kind of you get what you get. You don't throw a fit when you ask. When you're just getting it to go out there and have fun. So, but don't worry. When the Lee County Fair comes, we're gonna have the nice air-conditioned building over there.
I need the blue building in Eddy County. So, but they made
That's the
so many
priority place. That's the high-paying vendors.
Yeah, they've had so many improvements out there. Lots of improvements. So, 80th annual Eddy County Fair. Stop by and see us. We'll be there this afternoon, and we'll be there on Saturday. All right, long-awaited cleanup beginning for that radioactive uranium mine on Navajo Nation. For decades, New Mexico community has been calling for a cleanup of that radioactive mine waste that they say is plaguing the region. They have made a lot of calls, and supposedly the cleanup is to begin. So thank God they're going to get that done. All right, I cannot stand these home associations. I mean, when people are telling me what I can do and what I can't do, I have a problem with that. So Nevada,
they rob you.
Yeah, the Nevada Homeowners Association raising eyebrows, now telling residents that they can't use their garage as a storage area, that garages are for cars. And they're going to fine them $100 a week if they got stuff in their garage. Man, I couldn't deal with people like that. You got a bunch of Karens running around. Now, I want to see what's in your garage. I want to see you off my property is what I want to see. So, yeah, I'd have a big big problem with that. These homeowners associations, the HOAs are out of control. And we talked about this morning. If you missed the story, 1.5 million dozen egg cartons are going to be recalled. Do you think we're going to see another increase in the price of eggs? Because if so, I'm going to become best buds with Monica because she's got plenty of eggs.
Monica and Mandy are hooked up with the eggs.
So that's going to raise the price again, all because of salmonella. And see, I didn't know the difference between, I wasn't raised on the farm, but I noted, like, we're in the Philippines, the wife goes to the market, buys the eggs, and puts them on the table. So they sit on the counter for, weeks, and they don't go bad. So the difference is when we wash the eggs, they could be, but if they need to be refrigerated. If not, they get salmonella. So
well, and when they're in the grocery store, they've been pre-washed.
Yeah.
So there's no unless you're getting them fresh, they have the membrane. Then
right.
You're gonna.
Yeah.
Yep.
San Diego live mic moment. I love these live mics. So they're discussing Sacramento, not San Diego, Sacramento. San Diego is actually one of those California cities that is like fairly conservative, but because of the military there. But so conversation they thought was a private conversation, but it was a hot mic. And the mayor of Sacramento and the vice mayor are in a heated discussion about not working with the federal government. And being a sanctuary city. And at some point, somebody says, well, what about the money that we're going to lose by not working with, the federal government? Has that discussion ever happened in Albuquerque in a city council meeting? Because I would think since they're a sanctuary state, sanctuary city, not working with the feds, that they could lose some federal dollars. And same thing with the state. And we've got the most to lose in this state.
Yeah, the city of Albuquerque has lost money. That's why they're broke right now. That's why we keep seeing them trying to raise GRT taxes in the city of Albuquerque, because they are losing federal money.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, I do not use Roblox. I asked my daughter about that the other day, if the kids were on that. She said, my granddaughter had to sign an agreement to get on Snapchat. Signed an agreement, and they have access to it, and she had to sign the agreement that if she goes outside the circle of friends, she loses all Snapchat connectivity. So she had to sign the agreement, and if she breaks it, she loses social media for good. But teacher, and this guy is a state lawmaker. He's a Republican, West Virginia teacher, state lawmaker, accused of being on a popular online gaming platform, Roblox, grooming a teenage student before allegedly engaging in sexual acts with the student at the school.
Wow.
So
that's insane.
David Elliott Pritt, 36 years old, Republican member of the West Virginia House delegation, from Fayette County, was arrested this week, federally charged with enticing a minor.
For those who say that we only go after the left, look, this guy is a piece of dirt.
No doubt.
And he's a Republican, which in my view, makes it worse. Because as a Republican, I mean, a lot of these liberals are pedophiles anyway. As a Republican, I have a higher higher values for you. You should be a higher standard, not less.
Yeah. Well, and
plaster his face everywhere.
Amen.
Yeah. I mean, he started with Roblox, then he moved to Snapchat. So he requested nude pictures, and they ended up they did have sex at the school.
So
these predators are going to be wherever the kids are. So if they're on Roblox, if they're on Snapchat, and they have access to that, there's going to be predators there looking for your kids. So just be aware and make your kids aware, because good night.
That's why my daughter doesn't have Roblox.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's why she doesn't have it.
Yeah, they had sex, she says, between 5 and 10 times. I mean, is it 5 or is it 10? Or does it matter? I mean, one is enough. But he told her, please do not share this information because her parents find out. Please do not. This will ruin my career. That's what he's worried about, his career. And if you're worried about your career, please don't have sex with kids. Don't have sex with kids. Associated Press, maybe you've seen the light. Associated Press social media post about transgender aid workers in Nepal turning into sex workers after losing their job due to U.S. foreign funding. So U.S. aid cuts. Oh, wait, they haven't found they haven't seen Associated Press didn't see the light. So they're saying they're blaming that these people are now prostitutes because they stopped getting money from the U.S. government through U.S. aid. Why do we? It's like America, we're not the pimps for the rest of the world. We shouldn't have to take care of the rest of the world. Gallup man gets 18 years for sexually abusing a young family member. Cardinal Raul Torres, 57-year-old Gallup man, sentenced to 18 years in prison for having sex with a 6-year-old family member.
Jesus.
David Chapman of Gallup, convicted first-degree criminal sexual penetration of a minor under 13, was sentenced yesterday, and he gets 18 years in prison. 18
That should be
years.
a death penalty case.
I'm telling you, that should be a wood
It should be a
chipper.
death. Yeah.
That should be a
It should
wood
be
chipper.
death penalty.
Yeah. So
we need to bring back the gallows or the firing squad.
especially for child sex offenders. My goodness. All right, we're going to talk about the FBI offering reward another bank robbery. Let's get to the Tax Morning Show being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store. Find them in the Broadmoor Mall. Extensive collection of everything FR. They've got coveralls. They've got steel-toe boots. Go to rigoutfitters.com and check them out. But look, they are doing their best to keep you cool this summer. And it is a tough job. It really is. Yeah, Joe is really gone out of his way to make sure you got everything to stay cool. Stanley and Arctic coolers and tumblers, hard hat shades, cooling sweatbands and neck gaiters. They've got the vented hard hats, neck shades. They've got the arm sleeve protection, and they've got air conditioners. You're looking for a portable unit or a window unit, and you're looking for a particular BTU, man, they are packed. And from the big ones to the small ones, they've got you covered. Find them in the Broadmoor Mall. They do allow, zero down financing. Go to rigoutfitters.com or in the Broadmoor Mall in Hobbs. Check them out today. Boob of the day coming up in just a second. Will Rooney in the text. It's 8:46.
Would you rather says nowadays most age verification done online requires you to take a pic of your DL or your ID, and then you have to take a pic to verify it's you. So, talking about the difficulties, we're already doing it in a lot of cases. Let's see. Dewey from Artesia, have y'all heard the speech the Montana senator gave on the floor yesterday? I heard it on the Mark Levin show, he said, and apparently it was pretty impressive that I guess him and his wife are both veterans, and they were talking about some things. John from Eunice says, guys, I've asked this before, but why is it that Democrats think that this voter ID is just going to disenfranchise Democrat voters? If the law disenfranchised at all, it would disenfranchise both Republicans and Democrats. But the truth is, we all know it. It's all about curtailing Democrats' ability to cheat.
Well, I mean, if it's going to disenfranchise anybody, it would be people that live in rural areas because they can't get to town as much because they live, in New Mexico, you could live, 90 miles, 100 miles away from the nearest, polling center. We got a lot of wide open spaces. And so it would disenfranchise those people that live in the rural area more than those that live in the urban area.
Digger Bill says KRQE is already affiliated with Fox also through Nexstar. So that'll be interesting to see. I'm curious to see how that all shakes out. Monica Hader says voting is right. So is owning a gun. Either make voting clearances as strict as buying a gun or make buying a gun as easy as voting. El Guapo Gringo says, if you're a teacher or a religious leader, if your students or parish you knows your political views, you failed at your job. And no ifs, ands, or buts about it, I'm guessing is what
I know what he's saying. And
well, and me too. And definitely if you're a teacher, if you're a religious leader, I think some of that, I mean, okay, here's the thing. If you're a religious leader and you're a liberal, yes, I agree. But I think, honestly, conservative values and Christians go hand in hand.
They do.
So,
Yeah.
But Bad Boy Biker says, Iran wants a ceasefire. I wonder why. Iran wants a ceasefire. Sorry, your voice text killed me, guys. So I wonder why all these guys are starting to catch up with them. Bonnie, you got me.
I haven't seen anything new this morning. I've got the TV on in front of me, and I haven't seen anything actually new on Iran. Latest post that I saw was about 5 o'clock this morning. But maybe there's something new going on. I'm going to check.
Iran's not going to adhere to anything. I mean, all they're doing is screaming death to America, death to Israel. That's their main mantra, and it's never going to change. Monty says, Will, unless use some of that money to buy a mister for your booth at the fair, don't you think it'd be a lot cooler? And then the women will be standing in front trying to get cool too. There you go, Monty. Now we know what you're really going for.
Your motives.
Yep. Pathetic texter, weird how all of a sudden we have all of these parasites and bacterial viruses popping up in America's food immediately after gutting programs were specifically made to monitor these things.
Wait.
Must be the cartel.
Hold up. Let me check this. Screwworm happened during Biden, and they didn't do a whole bunch to prevent that. And they actually, maybe the cartels were working with them. Didn't the first egg shortage happen when Biden was president?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused.
If we're talking about the lettuce, I'm sorry. Please, pathetic texter, tell me what changed between the Biden administration and the Trump administration as far as importing, that lettuce that would have prevented that.
Here's what might prevent that.
Let's just not talk about the 12 million people that came from 168 different countries that aren't vaccinated, that brought how many diseases. Let's not talk about the illegal cattle being brought across the border.
Yeah.
Not just the cattle, but the chickens and the pork and everything else. Let's just forget about all that.
But I mean, what has changed? What has changed? Absolutely nothing. And you know what? We wouldn't have this problem in a lot of cases if we would be growing our lettuce right here in America. But your buddy Obama and Joe Biden decimated our farmers, and we've never recovered since then.
But way to go, pathetic texter, trying to push the blame. This is just like every other Democrat, making it about a Trump issue. Look, and if Trump did something specifically that caused us problems, I'm going to acknowledge it and talk about it. And we've talked several times on this show, things we disagree. But don't just make stuff up and pull it out of your backside. Adam from Artesia, don't worry, Albuquerque, I'm working hard out here in the oil field. The oil field will provide. Boy, that's pretty much all the Democrats, whether you be in Cruces, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, don't matter. It's all coming from down in the South. Hey, Will, heat advisory today. Will you be buck naked at the Eddy County Fair? No, I will not.
I have a pair of Speedos just for the occasion.
Steve from Eunice, this one's for you, Elias. He says Elias needs to shave his head. Oh, hell no.
No, I'm good. I'm not gonna shave my head.
Look, he doesn't need to shave just to fit in with me and B. He's got a nice head of hair. He can keep it. Someone said bring back Monica. She'll be back on Tuesday, guys. So don't worry, Tennessee Volunteer.
Will and Kevin need to grow hair.
We need grow. Yeah. Look, I can grow it in certain places. Other places it's a lost cause. So who's the idiot blaming lettuce on the migrants or lettuce issue on the migrants? That was from 915 Liberal, which he is the biggest. So there, he's not talking about you, Elias. So you have at him because, man, 915, he's like the biggest illegal lover there is on our text line.
Yeah,
calls them his people.
So John 3:16, all Iran's talks and negotiations are delay tactics for the midterms. They're hoping the libtards take over Congress and stop the president. And someone else says that stuff has been happening for 20 years. You want to stop E. coli? That was from hashtag. And brother, farmer bankruptcies skyrocketed in the last year and a half under the Biden administration. They were down. Oh, this is pathetic texture again.
Oh, please.
Yeah, they subsidized farmers heavily, and Trump came in and just pulled the rug out from under them.
Really?
Are you looking? Go talk to the farmers, pathetic texture.
Really? Because
Seriously.
Trump just signed this huge deal with China to ship our soybeans over there.
Well, and he's been given farmers opportunity after opportunity that they didn't have under the Biden and Obama regimes.
Look, I can go back to every bad decision America has made for the last, let's go back, 20, 30 years. NAFTA. Who signed that? That was a Democrat. Let's look at what's going on with the problems that we're having today with health care. Obamacare. Who signed that?
Yeah.
I mean, I could just go on.
I mean, go local. Look what's going on with New Mexico's health care. I mean, this is the problem, is everybody wants to talk about national politics, right? But let's talk about right here at home. Why is New Mexico 50th in everything? Pathetic texture.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us, Michelle Lujan Grisham, she expanded Medicaid so much to the point where our healthcare system is now almost in full collapse.
And
Why don't we talk about that?
Yeah, if you need a doctor, you know where you're going? Out of state. If you need a specialist, pretty much, if you don't want to wait 4 months, you're going out of state. That's just sad.
Yeah, why don't you talk about the trial attorneys that are Democrats that got elected, went to the legislator, passed bills to go after our doctors. Once they got these bills passed, then they left.
Yep.
And they used the state as a gold pick. Why don't we talk about crime? Why don't we talk about the 15 fentanyl bills that Republicans have introduced that have all died in committee because Democrats don't want to punish criminals?
Let's talk about juvenile criminals that, they keep talking, they're going to do something, but they don't do absolutely anything. And then when a kid turns a certain age, just because they're a juvenile, they get out of jail and they're now an adult, and then they get out and do adult crimes.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad. Give me two more, Will, then we'll get to the boob of the day.
No Nickname says, "Be my mom sometimes mixes up people's names, so when we talk about you, she always calls you Big D."
Well.
Let's see. Great Texture says, "Something son had relations with a slave, which produced a baby. There were documents show on the rooting about."
Oh, he's talking about Bush and Colin Powell.
Oh, okay. So yeah, but back during slavery times, okay, something had produced a baby. Smokey in Arizona. Everything y'all are talking about, the healthcare in New Mexico, is the start of the free socialist medicine.
The loss of care.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Anytime the government controls anything, it's not going to be
when
good.
when you raise, insurance for doctors, malpractice insurance for doctors, and it's like 3 times the amount it is in Texas, you know what they're going to do? Mm-hmm. They're going to move to Texas or Arizona or Colorado or anywhere else they want.
Well, you know what always gets me? They say healthcare for all. Okay, so everyone's going to have an insurance card in their wallet, but they're not going to be able to get a doctor appointment.
Right. Yeah. Especially if you have cancer or if you need some type of surgery. Look, I needed a neurologist. I called everywhere. The hospital called everywhere for me. 5 months waiting for an appointment in Roswell. I finally got in Texas, but we shouldn't have to go to Texas for health care.
Yeah. I have a follower that says she told me that her daughter needed to see a dermatologist. She had some kind of rare skin condition, and she couldn't get an appointment for 13 months.
Yeah.
in Albuquerque. She went to Colorado, got an appointment the same day.
Yeah, it's a problem, and it's a problem. And see, Democrats, what they do, they screw something up, and they want somebody else to fix it. Democrats created this problem. They created it, and then they come back and say, we need to fix it. How many times have we seen that? They mess it up, then they want to fix it. Give me one more, Will.
Let's see. Great texter, Will. Just read my text completely incorrectly. Oh, and he's mad about something. Look, man, I would love to read it, but half of it didn't make sense. I'll try to read it again. My cousin's husband is a pure year, and his son, Eric, got to meet his famous cousin almost 20 years ago. Back during slavery times, a pure year son had relations with a slave, which produced a baby. Is that how it said, pure year? Then was a documentary show rooting about Eric Maurice Smith Jr., Dallas Cowboys offensive tackle, hence the distant cousin relationship. Okay, great texter. There you go. Not about Bush. Okay. Gotcha.
I'm sorry.
Are you happy?
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Colin Powell.
That was B making a guess about what we
I was
were
just
trying
guessing.
to do. I hope that helps you, great texter. You can be mad all you want.
Yeah, I thought
Give some context next time, because
I thought that's what it was about. So sorry about that. All right, we're going to talk about Nancy Guthrie. We'll also talk about ABC tightening the purse strings on The View. We'll tell you what they're taking away their wardrobe. So if you see Whoopi rolling up in a pair of sweatpants, you know why. They're taking away. Wait a second.
So well anyway, right?
Wait a second. They get wardrobe?
Yeah.
All I get is this damn T-shirt that says 0% liberal? They get money for wardrobe?
That you bought with your own money.
What the heck? Hey, morning show this morning being brought to you by Warrior Technologies. They are currently hiring CDL drivers, vac truck drivers, hot oil and pump truck certified drivers. I'm just here to say, if you're looking for a great company, a company that appreciates you, a company that, values your hard work, a company that believes in safety, company that offers competitive pay based on experience. Plus, they have a great benefit package, medical, dental, and vision. Give Warrior Technologies a call, 575-391-1331. Hey, do me a favor. When you call, make sure and say, I heard B talking about you. That's why I'm calling. Apply today and get the driving career and going forward with Warrior Technologies, 575-391-1331. Great company that they love their hardworking folks, and they reward hard work. Check them out today. All right, we are KWMW Malchamora 105.1 FM, KWES 93.5 in Rio Doso, KDAZ AM 700 FM 96.9 Conservative Talk ABQ in Albuquerque, KNMQ 20.1 TV, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Also, if you're watching us on any of the streaming platforms, you can just give us a like, give us a subscribe. You're wondering where we stream, just go to beinthebreakfastclub.com. But if you're on right now, on Facebook, on TikTok, on X, on Rumble, on YouTube, on Kick, and I'm worn out, I can't say anymore, make sure hit that like button. Just comment, like, subscribe. And, look, we're never going to sign you up for something that charges you any money or anything like that. So please do not worry about that. All right, 9:01. Let's get to the boob of the day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, medical professionals on staff. I got to call and get myself an appointment so I can go get some blood work done. And, the difference between these guys and going to the medical doctor, they look at a couple things. These folks look like they look at, 24 plus biomarkers that can tell them a lot about, what's going on with your body. And if you're not feeling good, I know a lot of you are men, but you got to listen to your body. If you are tired for no reason, suffering from fatigue, you find yourself on the couch a whole bunch, you find yourself not interested in things that you used to be interested in. Boom, boom in the Just get in there and talk to them about testosterone. If your testosterone is low, your body changes. Your metabolism has changed. You can't lose weight no matter if you stick to a diet or not. Go and talk to Kelly Pfeiffer. He specializes in men's health. And ladies, if you're going through menopause, premenopause, they offer hormonal optimization. If your hormones are off, it's going to make you feel terrible. Men, women, it really doesn't matter. They also can help with pain. They offer stem cell therapy and ozone therapy and so much more. Aesthetics to keep you looking good. 575-964-8025. Make that appointment today. Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. You can find them in Hobbs, 3900 North Lovington Highway. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having bacon and vodka for breakfast, but you got to pay for it, at least. 39-year-old woman in California named Shanae Watkins was arrested last month for stealing bacon and vodka from grocery stores. And it wasn't a little bit either. She really loaded up. One store caught her hiding at least 14 packages of Oscar Mayer thick-cut bacon and 6 handles of Tito's vodka in her bag. She wasn't planning on paying for those. She went through the self-checkout line and tried to pay for a few unrelated items, but her card declined. So the staff approached her and then saw the bacon and vodka that was overflowing in her bag, and she ran out with them. Then she drove to another store and tried to steal 5 more packages of bacon and 6 more bottles of vodka. Apparently, she really likes her bacon and vodka. 5 reusable bags was what she was using. So the store caught her, called the police, and she was eventually arrested and charged with petty theft and possession of stolen property. She was booked into jail, and no, she didn't get to keep her bacon and vodka.
Wow.
Congratulations, Shanae Watkins. You are the boob of the day.
Being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Check them out today. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. Dry cleaning, pressing, starching, wash, dry, and fold your clothes. And Mom, if you're just tired of taking care of everybody's clothes, I get it. Drop them all off. Let North Star Laundry take care of your clothes. And guys, if you're working in the patch and you have oily clothes and you get one day off and you spend it at the laundry mat, they can take care of your clothes. Drop them off. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Find them today in Carlsbad, 609 West Lee, Carlsbad 604 West Church, Carlsbad 406 West Cedar, and Loving. North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. Warm day today in southeast New Mexico, 103. Chance of rain in Ruidoso, 50% chance of rain, 89 today. And in Albuquerque, 20% chance of afternoon scattered showers. Should be sunny this morning, high temperature 100. Let's get you updated with news this morning, being brought to you by WWRV times3.com. If you are working in Carlsbad, you need a place to park your RV. They've got it. In fact, they have 162 RV sites, 3 different parks. They offer 30 and 50 amps available. All utilities are included for one low price, and that includes that high-speed internet that's wired right to your hookup. If you're a gamer or watch movies, this is perfect. They're pet-friendly, very well lit up, a nice place designed for working folks. 988-0392. Go to the website, WWRV times3.com. We're coming right back. 906, be on the Breakfast Club.
News this hour is being brought to you by M&S Hauling and Paving, your trusted driveway experts in Dexter, New Mexico. Visit mshaulingpaving.com for your free quote today.
When it comes to paving, don't gamble with out-of-town contractors. Trusted driveway experts in Dexter, New Mexico. M&S Hauling and Paving, with more than 25 years of experience serving communities across New Mexico. M&S specializes in asphalt paving, patch repair, chip seal driveways, parking lots, and more. Best of all, they're local. So if you ever need them, they're right here when it counts. Because a warranty only matters if the company stands behind it. See the reviews and request a free quote today at mshaulingpaving.com or call M&S Hauling and Paving at 505-557-1040. 505-557-1040. Quality work, local service, built to last.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. A project near Lovington will soon turn methane from cow manure into jet fuel. Economic Development New Mexico recently announced $7.5 million in grants to energy companies for commercialization testing of new renewable energy sources. 5 companies received research and development funds, and 4 received pilot project awards. California-based Circularity Fuels received $1 million for a pilot project near Lovington, partnering with Moss Energy Works, which recently installed the first enclosed dairy lagoon at a nearby dairy. The technology captures methane from dairy slurry, a mix of water and manure, while also reducing odor from the lagoons. Officials say New Mexico's 88 working dairies could become future biofuel production sites. The town of Tatum's Food Bank has been awarded $20,000 in a grant from the state of New Mexico. The pantry, located at 701 East 5th Street, also serves as a heating and cooling station during extreme weather. The building, formerly owned by the Catholic Church, was deeded to the town after officials approached the church about using it for the food bank. An earlier $10,000 startup grant from the state helped purchase shelving and food items. Tatum Mayor Isabella Salazar says the funding helped the pantry partner with New Mexico's Roadrunner Food Bank, which now delivers shipments every third Monday of the month. In addition to food, the pantry offers hygiene kits, cots, blankets, and at times, toilet paper. The pantry doesn't keep regular hours, but anyone in need can call Tatum City Hall at 575-398-4633 during regular business hours, and someone will meet them there. And Lovington Main Street will host Splash on Main from 5 to 8 p.m. on Saturday along Central, which will be closed to traffic between Main and Love Streets. The free event will feature water slides and local food trucks serving everything from pizza to ice cream. The Lovington Fire Department will also be spraying water for kids to play in. Bring the family, cool off on the water slide, and grab something delicious. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
So let's take a look at your KDAZ traffic on Conservative Talk, ABQ, AM 700, FM 96.9. There's a backup getting a lot heavier on the eastbound side of I-40 near 12th Street and toward I-25. That delay mainly continues onto the ramp to go north on the I-25. There's also a minor backup on the westbound side of I-25 approaching that same ramp. The southbound side of I-25, there's a brief delay getting heavier near Jefferson Street and toward Montgomery Boulevard. South along Coors Boulevard, that's growing very heavy from after Coors Road and toward Paseo del Norte. And there's some minor delays on and off after that continue toward the interchange with I-40. They're really not too bad, though. KDAZ traffic on Conservative Talk, ABQ, AM 700, FM 96.9, brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm. If you've been injured, call the Luke Ragsdale Law Firm, 575-208-5300, or visit them online at ragsdalelawfirm.com. That's an updated look at KDAZ traffic. I'm Rick Dixon for Conservative Talk, ABQ, AM 700, FM 96.9.
Your crew brings their best, not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Where does Michelob Ultra Pure Gold taste most refreshing? Anywhere the sun shines. A superior smooth taste worth playing for. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, organic light lager. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Pure Gold Light Lager, St. Louis, Missouri. Certified organic by Vodka.
Don't miss the Eddy County Fair in Artesia, July 21st through 25th. Food, fun, and entertainment. Tuesday, July 21st, the Josh Abbott Band, with special guest JD and the Badlands Band. Wednesday, July 22nd is Faith and Family Night with Shane and Shane, and special guest Eli Gable. Thursday night is Hispanic Heritage Night with La Original Banda El Limón y Los Marineros del Norte. And Friday night, Smoking Hot Bull Riding at 7 and Walker Hayes at 9:30.
Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night.
Tickets on sale now at EddyCountyFair.com. Don't miss all the fun at the Eddy County Fair, July 21st through 25th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. Presenting sponsors, Devon Energy, ConocoPhillips, and 111 Beef Republic. Ad paid for by Artesia and Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
Don't let the sun burn a hole in your ass.
Be in the Breakfast Club being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com.
He went in the witness protection program.
Be in the Breakfast Club proving the best things in life are actually free. Streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, and more.
912. Good news coming up in just a second. We'll keep you updated with everything going on. Morning show this morning being brought to you by La Tienda. Find them in Pecos, Texas. Download the digital coupons. Lots of digital coupons up there. Download them before you go shopping to save a lot of money. Boneless, skinless chicken thighs, just $2.28 a pound. Raw shrimp, get a 1 pound bag for just $6.99. Quarter loin pork chops for $1.98 a pound. And get the beef chuck roast for just $5.98 a pound. That is the boneless. Also in the produce department, Washington cherries are $2.99 a pound. Yellow, peaches, and nectarines, $1.99 a pound. What about the seedless grapes? Red or green, the large ones are $1.99 a pound. Also get Coke, Dr. Pepper, Sprite, and more. 10-pack of the mini cans for $5.99. And in the deli department, get the oven-roasted turkey breast, $7.28 a pound, and get the Black Forest ham for just $5.48 a pound. Coldest beer in Texas, you can find it at La Tienda in Pecos, Texas. We got a lot of eggs. We've talked about this. I want my eggs sunny side up. And by the way, without the salmonella. I'm good. I don't want the salmonella. I'm good without the salmonella. And Rebel
I like
Wilson.
my eggs over easy.
Yeah, I mean, that's how. And Rebel Wilson. Australian court has cleared Rebel Wilson from a defamation case that, so she is good to go. And the Arizona Cardinals, Isaiah Adams, arrested in Canada recently. Here's just a word of advice. I mean, you are maybe a college graduate. You should know better. Bringing a gun into a foreign country. Just because you can in America doesn't mean that you can in Canada. Oi? What do they say? Oi? I?
Hey.
There you go.
There you go,
Hey. 39 days, Mitch McConnell has not been seen. Is it enough that he put out a picture and a statement? Or do we need a video to prove proof of life?
I want a video.
Yeah. B's convinced Mitch is gone. It's weekend on Bernie's time, and they're doing that till at least for a little while.
Well, I think it's next week. I think next week's the week.
The deadline?
Yeah, for the deadline. If they hold out till next week. And look, this is not fair. I'm not saying the Democrats wouldn't do it, but
they would.
I mean, they definitely would do it, but wrong is wrong. So, wrong is wrong. All right, average person stops having birthday parties at 31. The hell with that. I want my cake.
Man, I stopped having them way before that.
Yeah. So Russ Black just came into the building with donuts. Came in and said, "Here you go. These things are these things are diet donuts." I looked at him like,
donuts.
So, I mean, I'm
Russ
trying.
is the only one in the building that can actually eat something and have it not affect
Dude,
his
that
physique.
Russ's metabolism. I mean,
I wouldn't say all that. I stepped on the scales at 180 pounds.
Well, you and me, I weigh 182 today. I was
If you saw the way Russ eats.
Oh, crazy.
180 pounds is nothing because
Yeah.
that dude can put it away.
Yeah. I mean, I think I was 179 when I came back from the Philippines, but our food is so much different. People wonder why they can't lose weight. That's the reason. I don't eat a whole bunch of processed food.
Well, it's
Yeah,
no
our food
calorie
is all
Friday.
processed.
Just in case everybody want to know, it's no calories Friday. There's no calories in anything you eat on Friday.
I wish that were true, Russ. Nice try, though.
I don't think so. All right. I can't believe The View gets a wardrobe budget. I can't believe. I mean, Joy Behar is upset that she's not going to be able to get that Shamu costume. But so ABC is tightening the purse strings to try to get The View in check.
I'm just amazed that someone actually pays for their wardrobe to look that bad. And maybe if they have like a dressing department, someone's actually doing that on purpose.
Yeah. So they are axing the budget. So they're cutting their wardrobe, and they're also cutting some. They're all taking pay cuts to remain on the air.
They're all multimillionaires.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think
So-
they could afford their own clothes. And Dr. Anthony Fauci is set to testify before the Senate panel next week. Oh, this is going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. How much money has Anthony Fauci made off of us? And I do mean us.
Oh, a stupid amount.
He was the highest paid government employee in the
Right.
country.
He
right?
was, yeah, more than anyone else. And not only that, all the patents he held on some of these different vaccines, even going back to the days when he had the AIDS vaccine or the AIDS treatment.
Yeah.
He had patents on some of that stuff. The dude made bank off that.
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't know how much he's worth, but and not only him, his wife, the same thing. And so
I wonder if they will investigate and what family members bought stock in Pfizer and the other pharmaceutical companies before. Yeah.
So it's good that he's going to be. I can't believe he's going to show up. I'd have left the country. I'm sorry, I'm not in country right now. You're not going to be able to find me.
I'm sure he has some friends at the Wuhan clinic in China, right?
Yeah, that's where he was on vacation. He was in there at the with the dogs. Morgan Griffin is a representative. He's from Virginia. He's a Republican. He's putting forward a brand new bill called the Birthright Citizenship Bill that would stop birth tourism in the United States and in U.S. territories. So if you think it's bad here, go to Puerto Rico. Go to the Virgin Islands. And we know the Virgin Islands, when it comes to fraud in the Virgin Islands, they called it the Minnesota of the Caribbean because of all the fraud that's going on over there. And nobody has said anything for years. Everybody just goes along to get along. Part of the reason they just go along to get along, they don't want to be called a racist. That's the real reason. So birthright citizenship, man, without the filibuster, I don't know if we're going to pass this thing.
No.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. All right, James Corville. You know, James Corville, me and him have a lot in common. We're both from Louisiana. We both love LSU. Sometimes when he's wearing LSU apparel on some of these shows or in a podcast, I go, take that damn shirt off, because he goes a little crazy. And I don't play a lot of cuts from James Carville because he cusses a lot. A lot. He is a cussing Cajun. But James Carville came out and said, quit fighting against voter ID requirements. Said, it's approved by most voters, 83%. He said, so just do it. He said, I can't understand why you wouldn't do it. And Jewish folks are waking up in Michigan.
Okay.
You have Jewish Democrats that are saying they can't vote for El Sayed. And
It's
they're
about damn time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they're going to vote for the Republicans. So
Talk about voting against your best interest.
Exactly.
I'm telling
this
you.
Is like the gays for Palestine thing. It's just, come on.
Yeah, that's crazy. And the Smithsonian, Ben Franklin, they was smeared by the Smithsonian. Did you guys see any of that you know
it was the main page on Fox.
Yeah, that hearing, it was crazy, some of the things that are going on. And you know, the history director allowing RuPaul to have like a special what has RuPaul done?
Yeah.
Dressed like a man?
Yeah.
Or just like a woman? Sorry.
Yeah.
Man dressed like a woman.
I mean, besides
RuPaul's Drag Race. Come on now.
They didn't they put like a breast binder or something like that?
all
They
of
hung
that.
that up in the Smithsonian.
Yeah, as part of history.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk crap about one of our founding fathers.
Yeah, they smeared our founding father. They smeared him. And, I mean, if you go back far enough, you know, all these guys, you know, Ben Franklin came from a different country, came to America to get away from all the bad stuff, and came here, was our founding father. And then some liberals use that to say, well, they came from another country here, but you don't want immigrants. Well, they understood what was going on. Go back, read a book, read about Ellis Island.
I absolutely want immigrants, legal immigrants.
Yeah.
It's real simple.
Yeah, read about Ellis Island.
Them smearing Brother Franklin, I took personally.
Yeah.
We're Mason brothers.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it goes back a little bit. All right, we're going to take a break. We got to take a break. Good news of the day coming up next. Morning show being brought to you by Fusion Medical Spa. If you're in Ruidoso this weekend and you're suffering with allergies, my allergies the last couple mornings been kind of crazy, go by and get the allergy injection. You don't even have to have an appointment. All you have to do is walk in, $65 for the allergy injections. So if you're up there today, go get it. Go get it and quit suffering. They're also offering a lot of different things for pain. So they offer a lot of different procedures, and they're offering a free consultation with Dr. Rath. It's free. And he'll sit down with you in a telephone conversation. You guys can talk about your daily aches and pains, and he could tell you how they can help. Plus, they're offering Botox, $11 per unit. That's administered by an RN. Plus, they offer red light therapy and cryotherapy. If you are suffering from skin problems, psoriasis, and that type of stuff, red light therapy works. Red light therapy works. Make that appointment today. 1034 Meacham Drive, Ruidoso, 575-257-4772. Check them out today. We're coming back. Good news of the day up next. We'll wrap up by talking about Monday, Elias's brand new program. We'll get to that coming up next.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Ready for more pain? After 13 nights of CENTCOM airstrikes, President Trump suggests Iran hasn't felt enough pain yet to make a deal. So he's weighing a massive new attack, bigger than Epic Fury, to get them to the table.
They would like to do something, but I say they're not ready yet. They need more of the same.
The president also saying he'll use frozen Iranian assets to pay for any damage to ships and Gulf neighbors. Iran's foreign minister warning the chaos from that confiscation won't be pretty or peaceful. President Trump braving a threat environment tonight. The rescheduled White House Correspondents' Dinner at the D.C. Waldorf tonight after the attempt on his life at the April Hilton dinner.
The Secret Service has investigated roughly 10,000 threat cases so far this year alone. That's a 40% increase compared to this time last year.
Fox's Christina Coleman. America is listening to Fox News.
Wish you could bring the night sky closer? Join the Astronomy League at the New Mexico Museum of Space History in Alamogordo. Experienced astronomers, museum staff, and sometimes special guest speakers share the wonders of New Mexico's dark skies. Learn about the constellation of the month, space news, and astrophotography. Member meetings are held the second Thursday of every month at 7 p.m. in the Tombaugh Dome Theater. The Astronomy League brings the night sky closer at the New Mexico Museum of Space History in Alamogordo. Membership is free.
Let's take a look at your KDAZ traffic on Conservative Talk, ABQ, AM 700, FM 96.9. There's a backup getting a lot heavier on the eastbound side of I-40 near 12th Street and toward I-25. That delay mainly continues onto the ramp to go north on the I-25. There's also a minor backup on the westbound side of I-25 approaching that same ramp. The southbound side of I-25, there's a brief delay getting heavier near Jefferson Street and toward Montgomery Boulevard. South along Coors Boulevard, that's crawling very heavy from after Coors Road and toward Paseo del Norte. And there's some minor delays on and off after that continue toward the interchange with I-40. They're really not too bad, though. KDAZ traffic on Conservative Talk, ABQ, AM 700, FM 96.9, brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm. If you've been injured, call the Luke Ragsdale Law Firm, 575-208-5300, or visit them online at ragsdalelawfirm.com. That's an updated look at KDAZ traffic. I'm Rick Dixon for Conservative Talk, ABQ, AM 700, FM 96.9.
Daniel Bellows here, Permian Ford Lincoln. What's really going on? I need you to push it, pull it, or drag it. I need those cars that you have in your driveway that somebody left over there. Ask your TA to give you the title and use that bad boy for a trade-in, okay? We're doing a $2,000 minimum deal on any of those vehicles, even if we got to pick them up, all right? We're buying vehicles heavily. Come check us out right here. We're going to be hot all summer. We have deals on all of our new vehicles. We got some left right now with 0% deals, and we're making deals all across the board. Only here at Permian Ford Lincoln, Hobbs America, 1000 North El Paso Street.
Celebrate 90 years of tradition at the 90th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo. Enjoy 9 days packed with family fun, entertainment, agriculture, and Western heritage. Fairgoers can experience the arts and crafts showcase, carnival rides, commercial vendors, livestock shows, Pioneer Iron Chef contest, Fiddlers contest, Mutton Busted, Junior Livestock Sale, Special Rodeo, and exhibits in the Yucca Building featuring 4-H, Open Youth, Flower Show, Farm and Garden, and Creative Arts. Plus, enjoy some of the best fair food in New Mexico. Friday, July 31st, Hispanic Heritage Celebration. Tuesday, August 4th, PRCA Extreme Bulls. Wednesday, August 5th, Faith and Family Night. Thursday, August 6th, Tough Enough to Wear Pink Night. Friday, August 7th, America's Heroes Night. Saturday, August 8th, Volunteer Appreciation Night. The PRCA Rodeo runs nightly, August 5th through 8th, with Mutton Busted and pre-rodeo activities each evening. For schedules, tickets, and complete event information, visit leecountyfair.net.
For over 30 years, Franklin Veterinary Clinic has been providing compassionate and comprehensive veterinary care to small and large pets and their families. When you visit the clinic, you can expect to be greeted by a courteous receptionist, clean exam rooms, friendly doctors, and caring technicians. Franklin Veterinary Clinic is proud to serve Lincoln County and beyond, including Ruidoso, Capitan, Hondo, Lincoln, Carrizozo, Nogales, Cloudcroft, Roswell, Alamogordo, Chula Rosa, and the Corona area. For an appointment, telephone 575-378-4708.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
The forecast this morning, its temperatures are on southeast New Mexico. Its temperatures in Roswell today at 106 degrees on this Friday. It's going to be a hot day today. A little cooler tomorrow, though. 105 degrees in Carlsbad, Artesia, and 102 degrees in Lovington. Lovington temperatures will drop to 98 degrees by tomorrow afternoon on Saturday, and 100 degrees in Carlsbad on Saturday afternoon. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
We'll knock off now and take the next 2 days.
Be in the Breakfast Club, being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
I decide when I'm done.
All right, 9:30. Elias, tell us about the show on Monday. What can we expect?
Well, you can expect corruption to be exposed. You can expect accountability, and you can expect a lot of Republican politicians coming on, talking about the session, talking about upcoming sessions. I'm going to keep everyone up to date. I'm going to keep everybody accountable. That's why we call it unfiltered, because it's going to be the unfiltered truth. And, you know, there's been a trend that's gone on in New Mexico, and legacy media has not held anybody accountable in the Democrat Party. Well, that's changing, right? I'm starting to hold everybody accountable. And I don't care if you're a state representative, a state senator, if you're the governor, if you're the land commissioner, we're holding everybody accountable, and we're digging deep on everything from a merge to the governor's financial records to state campaign finance records to state campaign finance law to these dark money groups that are running in. I'm looking into everything. So, I mean, we're even tracking the funds that are on the burn scar right now.
Wow. Wow. So Monday, 2 p.m. and KDAZ, correct?
Yes, sir. So 96.3 KDAZ.
Or 9.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
96.9 KDAZ, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. every single day, Monday through Friday. We're going to be bringing it unfiltered.
There you go.
And don't forget, you can text the word unfiltered to the text line 877-396-9105. It'll text you back some links for Elias's personal sites that he'll be streaming on. And you can always find us too at conservativetalkabq.com if you're looking to stream us. Now, this is just for the Albuquerque station, so Ruidoso and Southeast New Mexico. This is not your deal, but you're welcome to join too via online if you'd like, or via the KDAZ app.
There you go. All right, let's get to good news. Radio coming up next. Good news being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. The good news of the day.
A man from New York who was paralyzed from the chest down is now regaining hand and arm control thanks to a double neural bypass surgery. Incredible. by using a computer to connect his brain with his nerves in his arm and his hand. Not only does it allow him to move his arms and hands, now he can actually feel his dog's fur, feel the touch of his sister's hands, and even detect when he's holding a ball, a coffee cup, or an egg, and adjust the pressure accordingly. It's an incredible story, and it is definitely our good news of the day.
All right, we're out of here. Tradio is coming up next. Stand by for that. Buy, sell, or trade. Russ Black taking control up next. Be in the Breakfast Club. We'll see you Monday morning, bright and early, 6:06.
News this hour is being brought to you by M&S Hauling and Paving, your trusted driveway experts in Dexter, New Mexico. Visit mshaulingpaving.com for your free quote today.
When it comes to paving, don't gamble with out-of-town contractors. Trusted driveway experts in Dexter